Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on to the University of Otago Oval, the only pair for the Otago Bolts, Hamish Wellington and Neil Brew.
University of Otago Oval is the venue as the Bolts get set to take on the Firebirds. Top of the table side, the Wellington side. While the Bolts 2 wins and 2 losses so far in the Super Smash. Hamish Bennett has the ball to warm up with. Otago starting to have a bat today. Kevin Conway, Finn Allen, Russian Ravindra, Blundell, Jimmy Neesham. Goodness gracious me, that is some players to watch from a Wellington point of view. Meanwhile, the likes of Rutherford, Ripon Ray, McClenaghan, Jake Duffy for this Otago side as the players take a knee in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. Gesture from the Firebirds side, and the Bolts agreeing also to take part. Frankie Mackay in commentary with us as Hamish Bennett gets us underway. Some swing early from Bennett.
Good start from Bennett, a little bit of shape in the air. Good to get into the hip of Rutherford early.
Hamish Bennett still coming back to his best. Muscular, aggressive approach. That's a good leave.
You don't see too many of those T20 cricket. Shows Hamish Bennett hitting his spot perfectly there. Just a little bit of wobble with the ball as well. A little bit of purchase off the surface. What's so important there is the length. Try and get on the back foot.
Oh, full, that's good from Bennett. Slow and full, and Rutherford had to use all his skill to get that one out. .66 T20s under his belt now, Hamish Bennett. Best bowling of 3 for 18. 58 wickets in total, an average of 27.98. But you know you're being bowled to when you face Hamish Bennett, that's for sure. One goes down the leg side and that'll run away for 4. Leg bye is called. The Firebirds are off the mark.
He's a good competitor, there's Hamish Bennett, very experienced now as well. It's been his form with the white ball in hand that saw his recall to the New Zealand side. Really is the spearhead of the Firebirds attack. Someone they look to bowl a lot of the tough overs as well. It's probably been most impressive about him is since he's moved to the capital. Just how he's been able to improve his game, add different strengths in as well. The knuckleball, now something he goes to all the time, has been a reasonably recent addition to his game.
Swing and a miss this time. Rutherford, tight over.
Just the recognition as well with the way that cricket's going, that he couldn't just run in and bowl fast. Just hit the wicket hard and that would be good enough. He's gone away, he's worked really hard. Improved, added a few strings to his bow. Now is one of the best T20 bowlers in the country.
That one flicked away, and that's gone for 6. Good shot, picked it off the pads. 4, in fact.
That boundary signals the end of the first over here.
Into the over, lead without loss.
It is time now to check in with our man AJ, who's got some action on the back.
Trying to close out the over by getting into the pads once again of Hamish Rutherford, trying to tuck him up. Just the length on offer on that occasion. Rutherford able to clip it well, 1 bounce for 4.
There's any other kids that want to have a running race. We've got 6 competitors at the moment. We've got Sully, Lucas, Olivia, James, Max, and Max. If you want to be part of it, you've got about 3.
Logan Van Beek.
Okay, come on through.
Logan Van Beek into the attack. Yeah, it's first over goes for 8. Neil Broom, right-hander. Sending back a fine leg, Neil Broom.
Lucky to get away with that first ball of the over, Logan Van Beek. Throwing the ball out wide, shaping away from the right-hander with all the offside up. Lots of wide open space out in that offside. Will be encouraged by the little bit of swing, however. He's got a slip in place.
Yeah, slip and a fly slip. And that one goes straight through. That is a beautiful drive. Square drive from Neil Broom. First boundary for him.
Gorgeous strike to open his account for the day. Just over pitching once again, Van Beek. No protection out offside. He got away with it on the first occasion, but does not on the second.
Going up and forwards at the moment, the Volts. Change in the field. Bring some more cover in to the covers. Jimmy Neesham. Fielding it slip. Cut this time. Fielded, well fielded. It's going.
Finn Allen does well. The backward point area. Drilled towards him. Manages to keep it in front of him. Van Beek living dangerously here early with the width offered up to Neil Broom.
Just can't keep up with that one. Catch up to that one, should I say. Oh, it's an interesting field. It's so offside heavy, isn't it? Mid on in place. Fielder, square leg boundary. Fine leg as well.
Strengthening up leg side field. First look at pace off on that occasion from Van Beek.
Driving full delivery, and they scamper through for the single to bring up the end of the Van Beek over. It is 14 without loss.
AJ, back over to you.
Yeah, too right, mate. And here we go. The crowd is swollen for this race. We've got, I believe, about 14 wee nippers about to run the big race. In 3, 2, go! And they're off! Jeez, that's an adult, isn't it? He has blitzed them. I'm going to do a birth certificate check. We're going to make sure he is under the age of 12. Congratulations, sir. How old are you? 12. 12 year under 12 is the I'm going to go to this guy here. Second place. What was you? How old are you?
Welcome back to the University Oval. Peter Younghusband's mic'd up with us out there. Peter, good afternoon to you.
How are you guys going?
Mate, we're going well. What about yourselves? Bowling change early?
Yeah. It's, what we've been sort of doing most of the time is just chopping and changing this power play, just so the batsmen don't get used to it, basically.
Looking at that pitch out there, Peter, what were you guys thinking in terms of what a good score would be here, or what you'd be happy to limit Otago to?
Jeez, I don't really get in on the batters meeting, if I'm honest.
Oh, that's clubbed. It's gone a long way, and it'll go all the way for 4. Stand and deliver type shot from Hamish Rutherford.
No warm-up deliveries for Jimmy Neesham, just slides onto the middle of the bat. Timing perhaps not perfect, but the muscle is there to get it over the top. 1 bouncer 4.
Oh, it's in the air. Chance here, looking straight into the sun. Oh, that is a good catch. He's mic'd up Peter Younghusband, and he's taken an absolute ripper. Hamish Rutherford has to go. He goes for 9. It is 18 for 1.
Jimmy Neesham manages to do it again. Second ball into the attack, produces the false shot from Rutherford. Expertly held by Peter Younghusband. Rutherford looked dangerous, but has to go for 9. The vault's 18 for 1.
Next to the crease.
Back live at Uni Oval. Great catch, Peter.
Yeah, good timing, thanks.
You had to look in the sun there too. I saw you shield the eyes. That was tougher than it looked.
Yeah, it just disappeared for a little while there. Not always comfortable, but...
Crucial wickets. You guys talk a lot about taking early wickets in the power play, Pete.
Yeah, it definitely. It obviously helps when you get a guy like Rudsley, who's pretty destructive in those first 6. So crucial wickets. Obviously, Broomy can do just the same job, so it'd be nice to have him as well.
Just looking at a replay of your catch, and you actually had to stop and shield the eyes.
Yeah, you want to time it so you can basically get it out of the sun as much as possible, but sometimes you just can't help it. Nice, Nish.
Fielding's been exceptional from the Firebirds this season, Peter. Big focus for you guys?
Yes, definitely. We've got probably what we think is 4 or 5 of some of the top fielders in the country, and that always helps. Obviously, Logan Van Beek steals the spotlight more often than not.
It's two-leg side from Nisham, and that goes for 6 this time. Neil Bruman on the scoring action. Pretty crucial here, isn't it, Peter? You've got to get your lengths right, mate, otherwise these boundaries are a bit shorter than they look.
Yep, exactly, especially that side where that one just went. Yeah, that's not very big at all down there.
Jimmy Nisham, 1 wicket so far in the over.
Down.
Pace off that one. Scamper through for a single. Kelly onto strike.
How much time did you spend talking about the boundary sizes here, Peter, coming from a big home ground to a slightly smaller ground here in Dunedin?
Yeah, we definitely touched on it a bit. It's sort of one of the quirks when you play on the side of a block like this on a reasonably small ground anyway. And then there's the wind factor as well, which you've got to take into account. So we definitely adopt that into our plans. Yeah, 2 lefties, so right now it's not that hard for the captain to sort of field. Oh, so Brumy's in, isn't he?
You got rid of the lefty, you caught him.
Right there! Yeah, drifting, aren't I?
That's the end of the over. We'll thank Peter Younghusband for his time. Catch up with you later in the game, mate.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
25 for 1 the score.
Just finds a way, Jimmy Nisham, to pick up wickets. His 7th wicket this season, just his 4th game today. So just has a knack. Very useful person to be able to turn to at any stage of the match.
He's a genuinely confident guy too, Jimmy Nisham. You know, yes, the over went for 11, but you've got rid of an opener on balance. I'd say that's a result, especially at this stage in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, that's a win. I think sometimes you have to be prepared to spend a few runs in order to pick up a few wickets. I'd definitely be happy with a big breakthrough of a very dangerous stroke player in the vault side.
Hamish Bennett with a change of ends. Just drifting again onto the pads, Bennett this time.
Nice, P1.
.39 innings now in T20 cricket for Nick Kelly, average of 25 and a half.
Yeah.
It's cut away. Just a single.
Oh, back it. Waiting.
Good backing up too from Jimmy Nisham.
Yeah, Nick Kelly played well the last time that the Vaults played here at University of Otago Oval. Picked up 75 runs. He was the only batsman really for the Vaults to get going. Wasn't enough chasing a mammoth total from the Stags, but was very impressive throughout. A real 360 player.
Just nipped up on him that time from Bennett. Good bounce.
Just the lift. Just cramping Broom up. I thought he'd been able to run that away fine, past the third man inside the circle, but just kept coming at him.
Bangs it in hard, Hamish Bennett. That one's just turned square, just for the single again. So that's a good over of control from Hamish Bennett. 3 singles from it. Might be huge in the wicket column, Hamish Bennett, but when he bowls like this, he's a great pressure bowler. If you can find the right mix at the other end, someone who is threatening to take wickets or someone who may give the batsman some comfort to try and play some strokes and therefore open those wickets up. Oh, good fielding. Again, Wellington sharp.
Nice, boys.
Devon Conway in the action.
Yeah, backs up Bennett well there, throwing himself around. Hamish Bennett probably getting too full on that occasion. Ball just sliding on. Conway does a brilliant job. Comfortably saves 4. It can be a horrible feeling as well as a batsman. Power play, it's the time you're expected to dominate the game. Flat wicket, you've just seen Sophie Devine hit a 35 ball 100. Your run rate sitting at just 7.3 at the moment. You know you need to get going. You know you need to find a way to be scoring and scoring quickly, trying to utilise just the 2 fielders out.
Yeah, and the batting lineup of the opposition team putting some pressure on you too. Just reading the names. No run there. Very good over from Hamish Bennett. Just the 3 runs from it, 28 for 1.
Four overs completed here at the University of Otago. Over your Otago box, 28 for the loss of 1 wicket. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking to purchase some Volts and Sparks merchandise, head over to the merchandise tent at the main gate alongside the pavilion. We have a variety of items for sale, including reputable playing shirts, supporters tees, caps, bucket hats, and even some socks. Head on down there and get yourself kitted out to look like a Volt Spark.
Great shot of our little friend there, who might have worn a Sophie Devine 6. She's okay. Nation. Trying to go after him was Neil Broome. You can hear Nation laughing. Here's the shot that did the damage. That was to bring up 100 too. Sophie sat there for what felt like an eternity to make sure she was okay, and then they all came and paid a visit. Such great scenes. Oh, looking for the scoop, and Nisham says, how is that a wide? How did that miss the stumps? Why, how, what?
And Kelly going to the lap early. Lucky not to catch up with it with fine leg in the ring.
Oh, that's gone up, straight up in the air. They're coming from all corners. Taken! Almost confusion between Jimmy Neesham and Jamie Gibson, who takes the catch. But the catch is taken nonetheless, and another one down for Otago.
Just the extra pace and bounce there from Neesham. Gets high up on the bat. Kelly unable to control it, and Gibson does a wonderful job with a good loud call at the last minute. Dives and holds on to that one. The danger man, Kelly, departs for 1. The Volts in a spotted bowler now at 30 for 2.
Firebirds. Next to the crease will be Otago Volts, number 36, Lou Johnson.
Nick Kelly and Hamish Rutherford already departed for the Volts. Jimmy Neesham, the bowler on both occasions. Lou Johnson, the new batsman, but it's Neil Broome on strike. He runs here, just a single.
Yeah, just falling into that dangerous territory again. Already 2 down. Just the extra bounce, getting Kelly in a world of trouble there. Looking to try and maximise the power play ground with small boundaries. Looking to be aggressive, try and get yourself ahead of the game. Instead, the Volts find themselves 2 down. Still 9 balls left in the power play to try and make use of.
That was a great delivery from Jimmy Neesham. Delivery before had been wided. This time just put a bit more heat on it. Banged it into the pitch. And Kelly couldn't take evasive action. Oh, an edge, and that flies down to the 3rd man boundary. Despairing dive won't save that.
Just the width on this occasion, leading Neesham down. Pace and bounce once again. Just the width on offer. Allows Broome to just throw his hands through it.
Neil Broome going along okay. Johnson with the boundary.
Yeah.
Bit more control on the shot this time.
He had a brilliant start to his season. Johnson down in Alexandra. Scored a rapid half-century, hit the ball to all parts. It's been a little quiet since. He'll be no doubt looking to have another big innings, big influence on this match.
Yeah, they'll need a partnership here, the Volts for sure. Last ball, the Neesham over. Again, it's guided down. The 3rd man was up, and that'll be 4 more. 40 for 2.
5 overs down, your Otago Volts move on to 40 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Just clever batting to finish the over off. Not much width on offer at all there, but just the ability to get in the right position, let the ball come onto the bat. Expertly gaps it as well.
That's a great shot, isn't it? That's just a confident cricket shot. You know where the fielder is, understanding the pace on the pitch. You see, there's no room to cut, and therefore no extravagance required in the shot. Hamish Rutherford gone, caught Peter Younghusband, bowled Neesham. Nick Kelly out for just 1, caught Gibson, also bowled Neesham.
Food and drink, all yours here, the University of Otago.
Logan van Beek back into the attack. Johnson on strike. Looking for a second, could be a chance at a run out here, will be gone! Absolute calamity. They'll have a look upstairs. No, Johnson is going to walk.
Review for run out. Can we start with your best side
He
on angle,
knows he's
please?
gone. He's walking off the pitch, even though they're going to review it.
Yeah, that's fine. If you could load out on the big screen, please, Brian. Thank you.
May as well have been a Mosgiel, out a long way. Another big loss for the Volts, 41 for 3.
Logan van Beek with some sharp work there to dismiss Lou Johnson. Next to the crease for the Otago Volts.
Another piece of fine fielding from the Firebirds. Just such a good fielding side, and it makes the world of difference, especially in T20 cricket. When you've got a group of people, in there are able to do something special, able to pull off your 1%ers, but then just do the basics well. Third wicket has fallen in the power play for the Volts. Statistics show not a great way to start the game off. Puts them on the back foot right away. The intent was there to be pushing hard for two. Straight away, both batsmen pushing hard and sent back and just slow to react. Fielder does well. Initially is looking to throw keeper, able to hold himself up. Van Beek's done well to get back to the stumps as well. Clinical run out.
Full but wide. Good shot, Neil Broome. That is 4 more. Third man boundary getting a working over here.
And even whilst the wickets continue to fall around Neil Broome, he just continues on. The ability to gap the ball well, find the areas of the field that are unprotected. He's looked in absolute control so far this innings.
Oh, good delivery, Van Beek. Getting some heat in there. Neil Broome has 145th T20 today. 37 years of age. He's been on the scene for a long time.
It's a good height to the bouncer as well from Van Beek. Ability to run and get it above shoulder height. Anytime you can be in and around the eye line of the batsman, that's always going to cause problems, be hard to control.
In straight, and again runs behind square. Just strayed down that path a little today, Logan Van Beek, in his 2 overs.
Yeah, line and length haven't been perfect from Van Beek. He's tried to vary his pace and his plans. Hasn't executed perfectly, but hasn't been hurt yet. He's been able to get away with it so far. He's ended up doing a good job for the Firebirds. They use their 3 main bowlers to get them through the power play, and Logan Van Beek is one of those.
Again, a little hesitancy in the running there, but they come through for the single unscathed. That is the end of the over, 47 for 3.
6 overs down, 47 for 3. Just a 3-minute reminder.
Hamish Rutherford was the first to go. Petty Younghusband with a good catch, moving in, and then a ripper from Jimmy Neesham. Some confusion between he and Jamie Gibson. Gibson are, at the end of the day, getting the call for it. And then Petty Younghusband on a double pump, and a great run out affected Logan Van Beek, pointing at the man. Been so good in the field. Wellington Firebirds feel like they're pretty much in control here. 47 for 3. It's Craig Cumming and Susie Bates join us in commentary. Sid, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Scotty. Good afternoon, everyone. Beautiful day and an opportunity to see spin, but perfect start for the Firebirds on this ground. You need to take wickets on a regular basis to be able to hold the run rate. And they've been able to do that. Quality fielding. It's been a real feature.
Rushin Ravindra. First look at spin for the afternoon from the Firebirds. Floats that one up. It's driven to the offside, just a single taken. Susie Bates, good afternoon to you.
Hi again, Scotty. I've just recovered from Sophie Devine's innings, so a little bit less sixes so far from the Volts, but they'll be looking to try and add a few into that bank like Sophie did today.
A little bit of survival first on the agenda here. 3 wickets down already. It's not great into the power play to be 3 down. Field now backing out as well.
Yeah, they like to be, I suppose, around that 60 mark, the Volts, and if they've lost a couple of wickets, they haven't, they'll be in the 70 mark. But I also feel like today they're probably tempering themselves more.
That one beats the infield and will run away. Oh, Bennett does well, but he can't do it all, and that one will hit the boundary rope for 4.
It's a profitable area at the moment, Scotty. I heard you saying the third man region, normally against the pace, and it's the way the field's set. Be disappointed there, Ravindra. That's a miss. He does like to bowl the ball hard into the pitch. Hamish Bennett just about collided and took out the KFC sign.
Down.
It's one of those great Dunedin days, Scotty, where you actually need to turn the fridge on to cool the drinks instead of just leave them outside.
Oh, yeah. It's been a scorcher, that is for sure.
The only problem in the commentary box is they only have heaters. They haven't got air conditioning.
What are they trying to say about the climate?
I don't know if I've got cool on my air conditioners at home.
Nicely turned away to finish the over. And it is 56 for 3.
Yeah, pressure here on Renwick. It's an opportunity. He's in the side as a batsman wicket keeper. Batting at 5, so he needs to contribute and have a performance of note. Now, when you bat 5, you either come in to finish it off, also you can get in trouble and you've got to be able to help set it up. So along with Neil Broome, really important to get a partnership going.
Yes, this is 9th T20 as well. So not a lot of experience in the format. Super Smash.
Well, last year the Volts used Max Chu as a wicket keeper. But we do know if you're set with the last 10 overs, you can also cause a lot of damage in the back end of an innings. And we saw Central Districts do that on the back of George Work, 100, and Will Young.
We expect Wellington to revert to type here, see a lot of spin through these middle overs. Bracewell will likely have a bowl as well. Buff ball. Penny Younghusband already involved in a good catch and a run out.
Bowled very full this year. He's bowled really well for the Firebirds. Challenge today, smaller ground. So will the Volts look to target the side screen, look to hit him back over his head.
Not a lot of assistance in terms of turn off that pitch. So really it just becomes about flight and guile, change in pace, the subtleties of spin bowling.
I thought it would more actually, just because it's used and it's been a lot hotter here in the last 2 days than normal. And it's being able to keep moisture in it, but to stop it from drying out. Spinners can get some bounce, especially with the wrong un. But a really good surface and playing probably more still in the batter's favour.
I thought the Sparks dealt with Amelia Kerr's wrong un really well today. In the early game, Michael Bracewell has left the pitch to go and have some service on the fingers.
Speaking to Mealy in the past, she's done a lot of work with Peter Younghusband. They've done a lot of bowling together, tried to share each other's tips on the googly, so I'm sure we'll see a few from him today.
Go, that's good.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because there's 2 parts. One is being able to pick it, and unless you're actually facing a lot of it at training, you can't expect boys or girls to be able to pick the differences. But then, even if you pick it, you've also got to be able to play it, which is the real challenge.
Down.
Oh, do you set for it, Craig? Is that what you're always set for? Is that the standard delivery that you've set yourself up as a batsman to face, and you're expecting that one, so anything that turns away you can hit late? Into the Younghusband over, 59 for 3.
8 overs gone, the Volts 59 for 3. It's time now to...
Yeah, did right, Scotty. So a couple of things is that when you're looking to play it, if you can't pick it, and I always remember the late great Martin Crowe talking about when he first faced Shane Warne, if in doubt he played it like a toppy, and if it turned to beat the outside edge, no damage. But someone like Amelia Kerr, you have a look at the percentage of wrong-un she bowls, and if you're in doubt, you just about say, right, we're going to play it like a wrong-un. And if it spins past the outside edge, so be it. But you also have the ability then if it's a bit shorter to read it off the pitch. But it's a lot of going through your mind when you're batting, unless you get to practice that. Or the other option is you just sweep, and it doesn't matter whether it's a wrong or a leggy, which you may have seen today.
I think you were mentioning dispatches about that, actually, Sid. Ben Sears back into the side today. They look to hurry it on to the batsman.
It's actually not that hard to pick it once you know what you're looking for. It's pretty simple. A leg spinner, you see the palm facing you as a batsman, or you see the ball. A wrong un, the back of the hand has to come your way. Really simple, but until you work that out and actually face it, but once you get it, you go, how have I been missing that for so long?
It's a nice shot, but it'll be worth just the one. Yeah, but the flip side of that is then the bowler who can disguise it as much as possible.
Yeah, and there are other cues. So to bowl the wrong, and you've got to get the wrist all the way around. So the back of the hand is facing you. The front shoulder can drop because it's just a natural one, but it also depends on the level, how high the arm is. A lot of the great leg spinners, say, I think Anand Kumble, they're really high. Actually, their wrong un's their strength. Whereas someone like Shane Warne was more round arm, so his leg spinner was more, because that's the natural arc of the hand.
That's in the air and over the top. Good shots. Jimmy Neesham thought he was a chance, but I think that flew too far.
Bang by Neil Broome. Standing still a lot more today. He's very much moving a lot against the Stags. One of the benefits of standing still is you get width, you can put it away.
And after all that reading of the wrist, you've then got to find a way to score off the ball. So in 2020 cricket, that becomes the next challenge.
Well, everything's just compressed in time as well. And one of the tricks with these spin bowling overs is they just go so fast. We talked about this at Hagley Oval just a few nights ago, didn't we, Sid? You know, all of a sudden you've just at the end of the power play, then it's the 12th over, and you think, now I've got to hurry up. Where did those overs go?
And that's the strength of this game. It can get away on you really quickly. It just feels like a million miles an hour. And you feel like you're out of control.
Embrace the chaos. Ben Sears gets one through. There's an appeal, but no one really knows what for. Least of all, Chris Brown.
I reckon this is tight for an inside edge on the pad based on Neil Broome's reaction. No, well not. Maybe LBW might have been a bit high.
Tom Blunder was just happy to see anything. That one is clubbed away. Trying to get through the gap. Out on the leg side, can't do so. Good fielding again. That's the end of the over. NCS first goes for 6.
Yeah, it's tough when you try and work out what's a good score too here at University of Otago Oval. Central District scored 220 in the last game, but you know, around that 180 mark is always par. This pitch will get a little bit slower, but not enough. Not enough to change too much the way you're going to set up. But that's a lot of the messaging that goes back to the hut. What is it playing like? What do we need?
Different type of innings today for Neil Broome as well. He's probably going to have to be a little bit more selective just with the position they're in. Used to being able to just make the most of the power play. So we'll see how he plays the spin and see if he gives himself a chance at the back end.
Young husband back in. Spin up. I'll take one. They're going to chance on Logan van Beek's arm. Yes, they are. Good running.
Got to be confident to take on Logan van Beek. The difference is the ball was on the ground this time as opposed to in the air. Nicely played, just hit that 30-yard circle. And after a run out where Lou Johnson was, you've got to have the confidence. Neil Broome got those 37-year-old legs winding up.
Cutting away. Cutting well. Looks good square of the wicket, Neil Broome. happy to wait on it. It's a big shot. Could it go all the way? Catcher coming round and taken. Gibson takes another one. And the Volts are 4 down.
He's tried to hit the covered region, Renwick, and what he's done is he's given himself room, but nearly given himself too much room. And he ended up having to really stretch for it as opposed to getting close for it and trying to just angle into that area. So again, the Firebirds got the ability to pick up wickets at crucial times. Renwick gone for 11, 68 for 4.
First wicket of the day for the Wellington Firebirds. Next to the crease for the Otago Volts, number 6, Anaru Kitchen.
Just didn't quite get all of it. Jamie Gibson has already taken 1 catch today, takes another.
It's not an easy catching day, and when you've got the white ball and you've got the big blue sky, it's quite hard. Everyone thinks it'll be hard to see in cloud. Cloud's actually your friend. So it's making that judgment.
Yeah, and it's a different kind of light down here in Dunedin as well. I'm sure you guys understand that better than most. It's very glary on a bright day.
What's unusual today is no real sea breeze. That's what's keeping the warm up. And so the dark sky, the darker the blue, the harder it is to see when the ball goes straight up. You often hear players talk about losing it in the big blue.
Just a single for Anaru Kitchen, getting him off the mark.
One of the form bowlers in the Dream11 Super Smash, young husband. He's done a great job all year for the Firebirds.
Oh, that's good. Go, Pete. Go, Pete. Yeah, Pete, wide.
Fields the run himself. Peter Young husband, he's doing it all out there. That's the end of the over. 71 for 4.
And what he's doing really well is he's bowling quite flat, but he's always bringing the stumps into play. He's bowling straight. So if you want to sweep him, he's hard to get underneath. It's hard to get down the ground. And he's been super consistent, really is, especially for a wrist spinner.
Just a reminder, you can follow all the latest Dream11 Super Smash content.
Also, Michael Bracewell's been kind to him and given him the long square boundary, which encourages you to attack the stumps a little bit more, knowing that they have to get it well to hit it for 6.
Well, after playing the early game and having Sophie Devine, I didn't realise there was a shorter boundary.
Helps.
Or a bigger boundary, sorry.
Helps if you land it.
Sears driven, no run. Ravindra fielding.
Yeah, I'm keen to cut her bats in half. I think there might be some corkage in there or something highly illegal.
Call the stewards, you think?
Siren has been sounded. Let's break all her bats open.
They mustn't check that in isolation. Didn't go through a cricket gear, but
Yeah, what's she been doing for 14 days? Putting lead in them.
She dropped a catch. Quite an easy one too. That was a real black mark against the White Fern skipper.
Captain on captain too, that was.
Oh, I wouldn't pick her in the future. Just can't afford to carry people like that in the field.
only not pick her for the Blaze though. She can field like that for the White Fern.
It was quite something. Tom Blundell behind the stumps. Ben Sears with the ball, just making a few changes to the field. Game feels as if it's advanced at a rather pedestrian pace here. Volts having to work very hard for their runs while losing a couple of wickets too, which has not helped their cause. Quick singles, the order of the day.
You look at the tactics now, we're getting into the stage of Dream11 Super Smash, halfway through. Most teams are getting close to half a game against everyone, and you can start to notice the tactics of teams. And one thing about Wellington, it's a repeat from last year, they keep things very simple, especially from a bowling point of view. They don't have like 5 or 6 different plans. They like to hit that really hard length. And it's if the ball's going just over off stump, that height.
Oh, yeah, that's going to bruise up.
About that height. That's about perfect.
If he's running a Grant Elliott double box scenario there, it might be helpful if he is. Good composure showing.
Well, it's always funny if they try and run out water. It's not, what are you giving me water for? The last thing I feel like right now is to drink water.
He's tough, Neil Broom, though. He won't want to show too much pain there. I think that also may have tickled the ribs as well as other places.
One of those places is more tough to ice. Bowling this time.
Lovely, boys.
Knowing Neil Broom, he'll be embarrassed about the noise he made then.
Be a great ringtone.
All I know is wife's here with their 4 kids.
It surely can't hurt that much.
Pardon, Susie.
4 kids. 4 kids hurts a lot. Ask anyone with 4 kids. Assume that's what you're referring to, Susan.
I wouldn't know about either.
End of the over, thank goodness. 75 for 4.
Come on.
Stag's a long way from home. Bob's hat, he's got a Stag shirt, he's full merched up, and that's 4 runs. Good shot from Kitchen.
Yeah, Kitchen's got a big part to play here because he can take a lot of pressure off Neil Broom, but he needs to create some run rate pressure. He's hugely experienced, along with Neil Broom, probably 2 of the longest serving players at this level.
Seen a lot of that today on this pitch as well, just not picking up pace. Maybe getting through that shot, that cut shot, just a little bit quick. Broom's moved to 40. And that's gone high and over and taken a real kick off the pitch as well. Bennett and Ravindra on the fielding duty.
You've played a lot of cricket with Neil Broom, Craig. What do you think he's thinking here, or is it still see ball, hit ball, and just make the most of any loose delivery?
Yeah, I think so. He's a lot more sedate today in that he's standing still.
Down yours, Pete, yours, Pete.
We have seen him in the past, in the last 2 years, do a lot more reverse sweep. He played an unbelievable shot against Central Districts, the Stags. He reversed the quickie over third man for 6, but in some ways it was a little bit of his mind was preempting everything. He plays his best, I've always thought, when he just reacts. He's very strong over cover. The one that Renwick got out, Neil Broom plays, but Neil Broom can just punch it.
There is the reverse sweep right on cue. And it's a goodie. Peter Younghusband, I'm sure, acknowledges that.
And he can do that. That is just a lovely shot. Turn the ball around, Runaroo Kitchen, Neil Broom. So that's Runaroo Kitchen. Has it gone all the way? It has, on the bank.
Yeah.
I mean, this shows how the game's evolved. These two players would never have contemplated, when you played against them, even 5 years ago, that shot. And now they're doing it, but not only for one, but they're actually hitting for 6.
I was just about to say, the hallmark of this innings so far from the vaults, there haven't been a lot of those shots. The exotics haven't been brought out. That's pretty much the first time I can remember a shot like that. That is the end of the over, 89 for 4. And it just shows you don't need them.
No, I mean, the game has evolved and we know that. But I think at times we can overcomplicate it or try just about too much. Because while doing that, you actually miss the opportunity to play sometimes normal shots that will still go for 4. One thing that has gone is the responsibility at times of actually saying, I've got to take this on my hands.
Yeah, almost a sort of ideology that I need to try it because it's 2020 and I can. And I've got it in my arsenal, so why not bring it out?
We've talked about it before in the past, Craig, that the idea of playing 360, and just because you bring in the shots behind the wicket and then all of a sudden you lose the shots in front of the wicket, therefore you've lost 360. So it is the balance of playing those shots when they're needed, but hitting down the ground where there's gaps is just as important.
Peter Younghusband rejoins us out in the middle. Mate, how's it all looking for you guys out there? You pretty happy where you're at?
Yeah, pretty happy. They had a little bit of a rebuild period there, and then they just obviously got away on me a little bit that last over. Bowled niche.
Yeah, regular wickets though, Peter, and I guess that's the crucial thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that always stems the flow, doesn't it? Just taking the odd wicket here or there, not letting anyone get set. Broomy's been there a while. He's obviously going to fire a shot at some point soon here.
Have you been surprised that he's been as sedate as he has, Peter?
Like you say, it's probably the wickets that have stopped him. He wants just a partner to hang around so they can go together, probably. Hit it, Lugs.
Quick single, and Van Beek can't get his hand on that one. Peter, we were just talking about spin bowling before and your approach to spin bowling and specifically with the wrong and the one that goes the other way. How often do you look to use that?
It's dependent on a lot of factors. Obviously, long boundary for me was on the leg side, so a little bit more often than not. Get them hitting that way, and if they do try to go straight, hopefully they drag it that way anyway and give yourself a chance.
Neesham taking his time here. Real deliberation around field settings. Runaroo Kitchen on strike. Oh, beats the bat. Oi.
I was just going to ask you, Peter, has there been probably less turn than you envisaged coming in today? You used pitch, but that one from James Dean was actually gripped in the surface.
Yeah, obviously use wicket, you're always expecting something. I think you turn up to the ground, you're a little bit chipper, you're hoping that you can beat the bat a couple of times. Never is the story though, the wicket's always good enough, aren't they?
I always remember Jeetan Patel saying, caught at the deep wicket boundary in 2020 is just like being caught at slip.
Exactly, I've heard that a lot from Jeets myself as well. Down, Finney.
It's moving
down.
Across, and Finn Allen, good work from him in the deep.
Lovely, bud.
Right next to Peter Younghusband, who's mic'd up with us, and we're grateful for his time. Again, the fielding effort is sharp today, mate.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, appreciate that. It was a good effort from Finn there.
A little bit less time to see the ball and attack it, isn't there, Pete, when compared to the base and reserve?
Yeah,
You've got to cover a few more miles.
Especially this side. Not as much of a crowd with that stand there, so it's actually a bit better visually. The basin can be quite tough with a crowd on those banks.
Have you upset Braces that he's put you out there, Pete?
Well, I tell you what, he let me know that I dropped his 5-wicket bag the last game. I think that first ball of mine, that was a little bit of payback.
Oh, straight from Nisham. It'll be called wide. He's head in his hands. He's living every ball at the moment as James. He's like that, isn't he, Jimmy Nisham, Peter? He's a man who lives his overs.
Yeah, exactly. Batsman's always out. He's never out, is he?
So that was tough. It was just sliding down there, walked across Kitchen. What's your approach there, Pete? Because just looking at you, you're actually standing behind the boundary rope. You're not looking to get too far in.
No, I guess I've got to try to be as close as possible, and walking in's a bit of a habit, so just try and get as just over the boundary as possible.
That one straight back down the ground. It'll be fielded by Bennett. Well, Peter, we thank you for your time, mate. We'll let you get back to autographs and to the game. Really appreciate it. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, guys.
Good little crowd on the bank here too, guys. A few folks coming down after work. Knock-off time's 4 p.m. here in Dunners.
Wow, yeah. I don't know when start time is though, Scotty.
When it's sunny like this, we call for the day off.
That one's width and it's through. It's a good shot, it's aggressive. Pick the gap. That is the end of the over. 97 for 4.
Wonderful shot, Kitchen, just to shimmy down, and Nisham gave him width. You don't want to give Anaru Kitchen width. Was able to hit that through that cover region. Playing a nice hand here, Kitchen, being able to get a little bit of momentum going for the Volts and taking the pressure off Neil Broome. 7 overs to go. Two experienced players are talking about what they think they need. 7 overs to go. 11 and over from here, 77. Susie, can you do the math?
I got the score completely wrong last game of what I thought was par. But look, maths wasn't my strong point. But look, if you look at, you know, that 180 score, they're probably going to be a little bit under that. But if they can push anything above that 160 into 170, they're going to have a chance to defend that.
Ravindra back into the attack. It just takes one good over, one big over of a 20, and you feel like you got yourself that opportunity. Sort of feel like at the moment, welcome back Frankie Mackay, that Kitchen's going to be the aggressor. Neil Broome a little bit more of an anchor, so to speak, even in 2020 cricket.
Yeah, and then ideally that partnership continues to build and get to the stage, close of an innings that they're both going.
Go!
Partnership 30 off 23 balls at the moment.
Catch it!
It's hit hard and flat. That's on the embankment. That's exactly what the Volts need.
Continuing to look to be aggressive. Ravindra trying to mix his pace up, goes flatter and quicker on this occasion, trying to dart it in. Kitchen is up to the task. It's down early into the sweep position. Plonks it nicely on the bank.
Sometimes when you're playing like Anaru Kitchen this year's in the middle order and batting in that 6, you actually don't. You always come out with limited balls to go. Sometimes you actually, not that you wish your team loses early wickets, but it's nice to get out there earlier and feel like you've got a bit more time. I mean, he's opened the batting a lot in this format as well. The reverse this time. Is it a wide? It might be. It's tough call.
Just taking pace off on this occasion. Yeah, just over top of the line.
Beautifully bowled, slow. He's not going to be rewarded. It's going to be unlucky because it's going to pick up 2. But that was beautifully bowled. Held it back, Ravindra.
Takes some courage as well in this format. You know you've got a batsman who's going after you, who's looking to be aggressive, hit you into the stands. To be able to take all the pace off a delivery, keep tossing the ball up.
Again, slower.
Apart from that previous ball, Kitchens hit it out of the middle of the bat from ball 1. He's looked great as soon as he's got to the middle. So the longer he bats, the better position the Volts are going to be in.
Oh, it's hit. They're going to take on the arm. Broom's going to have to hurry. He gets there. Only just.
Six overs remaining here in the first innings at the University of
109 for 4.
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, we have some more Super Smash double headers coming your way on the 6th of February. Your Otago Sparks will take.
I wonder if that's one ball short. There was a wide in that over.
Taking on the Northern Knights. It is Saturday Arvo cricket, so head along to the Easy Cricket website and grab yourself some tickets. Promises to be
No, that's right. It is right. There's a dot in the second delivery.
Back into the attack for the Wellington Firebirds.
Hamish Bennett back into the attack. So following their plan, the Firebirds, from a bowling point of view. Hamish Bennett, slow ball's got a knuckle ball. Oh, that's wonderful timing. Brings up Neil Broom's 50. Mature innings today and a responsible innings from the veteran for the Volts.
Just shows how versatile he is in this lineup as well. Got the ability to take the game away from sides, and also got the ability to dig in, play a sensible innings, bat deep into the sides batting order. Started well, this Hamish Bennett over.
It's always nice when you get a boundary at the start of the over, isn't it? Especially at this stage of the game, you just relax. And because you relax, you're more likely to hit more.
It's a good approach to take as well, is to try and take that pressure off, is to look to be really aggressive those first couple of balls. If you can pick up a boundary or 2, it sets up the over and brings about the possibility of that big over you talk about as well, Craig. A chance to get up 20 plus, just change the fabric of the game.
Picked up 34 off the last 3 overs, so just over 11 and over, which when we went back to, we talked about it, Susie, I think it was around about 174. It would have given them Volts if they went 11 for the last 7. Nicely bowled.
That 180 mark, I think, in a lot of 2020 cricket, you can stay in the game for a lot of the bowling innings. It just takes a couple of quick wickets. So if the Volts can target that 180, and if they're slightly less or slightly more, the game's going to go down to the wire, even if Wellington do bat well.
Well, this partnership's the gay to do, losing those early wickets, isn't it? They're in a good position to launch. Fielders there, really straight cover. They're going to come back for 2. They're going to have to hurry. The throw was wide. Yeah, the fact is, if these 2 can go, normally if you're 4 down at the 15, 16 over mark, you're pretty happy, aren't you? So you've negated that loss of the wicket. The key is how much damage was done as you're rebuilding. Wellington have had the ability to pick up wickets just at the right time all year. And that's why Bennett's back. Always remember Ryan Tendescata, who played all around the world and played here with the Volts in a very successful period. Used to talk about around 120 off 15 overs. He was exceptional in the last 5 overs though, and he thought if you're at 120 off about 15, you should always get 175, 180. Now if you have a good day, you might be 130, one more, but that's the minimum. Oh, and the gap, the misfield, not timed perfectly. They're going to go back for 3. Kitchen's pumping the hips, pumping the hands, he gets there. So 11 off the over, 120 for 4.
And that is the 50-run partnership between Neil Broom and Hunter Kitchen.
Been good right from ball 1. Neil Broom, classical drive through the offside. Scored off his pads when Neesham strayed. Then he had the ability to access the third man boundary. Firebirds looked to have that fielder up. He punished them through that area. Always strong against width. It's been an important part of the Bolts lineup for a long time. No more so than today.
And the crowd at all times for any flying cricket balls that may be coming to you at any direction.
Neil Broom currently 54 off just the 43 deliveries. Batted deep into the innings. Now sitting at 120 for 4. He's got a big job to get his side to a good total.
So Neil Broom closing in on 150 games. Averages around about 27, but if you broke his stats down as an opener, it's nearly in the 40s. In the middle order when he was there early in his career, I think he averaged about 12 at a strike rate of 80. The Bolts' highest run scorer in this format of the game.
Oh, that's good.
That's a lovely use of the wrong and just cramping up Kitchen.
We talk about that 170, 180 score, and if one of these two or both of these two are in that last over, it can be the difference of 15 to 20 runs. So these two are crucial, and to have at least one of them in that last over is going to really give the Volts a competitive score.
Again, the wrong and underneath it. Has he got enough of it? Yes, he has. The launch is on from the Volts.
Just against the length that he's after on that occasion. Again, going back to the wrong end. But it's enough that Kitchen can get underneath it, sit down into that sweep shot, pull it handsomely over backward square for 6.
Well, that's swatted down to long on, and it's just going to fall short of Neesham. Maybe could have been a chance if he actually, but I understand why he didn't go for it because it was so flat. Yeah, Peter Younghusband talked about the wrong, and it's not a natural delivery for him. He does rely on the leggy, so he's showing maybe he's gone slightly away from his original plan. It's gone up, straight up. There's enough on. There's a fielder coming around, dealing with the boundary. Pops it up, and I think it's over. They're so good at that, but it's a great end to the over for Anaru Kitchen. 16 gone, 135 for 4.
Yeah, too right, mate. And I'm sitting here with James and his whānau here, and well, what an over we needed that, didn't we?
Finn Allen, he just must have stood on the boundary. They're so good at this now, the modern player, of catching it and throwing it back in either to themselves or to the player following.
It's this Kiwi summer on the bank here. Kids are playing cricket in front of you. You've got a couple of yeast down there. You know, getting the larynx nice and lubricated.
So 60 off the last 5 overs for the Volts, averaging 12 and over. Just got tied up with a look at Finn Allen out on the boundary.
Get yourself another.
Oh, just a little shuffle. So just that little bounce of the foot. But another good over for the Volts. Now they've got momentum. It's been a good knock team by Kitchen. He's really played nicely today. 45 off 22. Just an opportunity to have a look at the different deliveries. Talking earlier with Scotty about the wrong and the leg spinner. And you can see the back. So the right one is the normal leggy. So you can see the ball in the palm. The one on the left is the wrong one. And that's how obvious it is. You actually see the whole of the back of the hand. So when you're batting, if you can see the ball in the grip, then you actually know it's more a leg spinner or a toppy. But the wrong one actually becomes really obvious, as you see on the left, because the back of the hand is there. Clubbed straight down the ground. No real timing.
You can see Kitchen there, I think it was, standing on or outside off stump, really trying to access that small leg side boundary. In fact, it was Broom that delivery. So they're trying to get across to the offside, so anything at the stumps, they can access that leg side.
Excellent partnership now, 68 of 41. Couldn't pick up a signal, was up at the basin reserve. Apparently there was a bat out of the cave, the bat cave. When you're in your bag, they have a cave now at the bottom of them. I reckon that one's just simply a towel. I think I saw the back end of it. Again, clubbed. Long on, coming round, taken. Simple as that. The big hands of Michael Bracewell. And the excellent innings of Neil Brooms comes to an end.
Just the last few overs, it just started to look to overhit the ball, bully the ball around, hit Neil Broom, and just lost a little bit of his natural timing because of that. Good innings, though, from Broom. He departs for 57. Volts now 137 for 5.
Neil Broom departs for a very welcome hole. 57 of 28.
Sort of got caught, Neil Broom, one or the other, like a cross bat or a straight bat. But he's done well because there was a lot of pressure on him when they'd lost the 4th wicket when Renwick got out.
Next to the crease for the Otago Volts, number 19.
Can be the danger on a wicket like this where you play the majority of your innings with good timings and then you get into a position where you're ready to launch and then all of a sudden you try and overhit the ball and that doesn't quite work on that wicket and you get out. So you've still got to play good cricket shots on this wicket.
Also shows the catch was taken and there was very much very little fanfare. It was all of a sudden straight away, what's our discussion about what we're going to do now? Michael Rippon is the new player and very much set up for this time of the game. Just dragged it, but it also, as a notice how easy Michael Bracewell took that. Just above the grass, no problem at all.
He has got a giant pair of hands, though, as Michael Bracewell. I'm not actually sure it'd be physically possible for him to drop a catch. The size of the buckets he's got attached to the bottom of his arms.
In Otago, I'm not sure if it's the same as in Wellington, but he was the Beast, was his nickname.
Doing a good job captaining the side. Michael Rippon spends a lot of time. This is his stage of the game, and he sets himself up to be able to hit. Very much from cover all the way around the leg side, the way he sets himself up. Hasn't really got going yet in the Super Smash. Oh, good bit of fielding, really good bit of fielding. It's been a very good over from Logan Van Beek. 17 gone, 139 for 5.
We are into the final 3 overs of the first innings here in Dunedin. Your Otago Bolts, 139 for the loss of 5.
$18 balls to go. Hamish Bennett's got 1 over.
Hamish Bennett to return for the Wellington Firebirds from the...
Logan Van Beek's got 1. James Neesham's got 1. And then Sears has got 2. So plenty of options for Michael Bracewell. You'd expect it to be Bennett, Neesham and Van Beek to finish the innings off. Lot rest on Anaru Kitchen now, 47 off 24. Played his best hand so far this in the Dream11 Super Smash. Missed out there. Not sure what he's telling for. I heard 2 noises there. Did that clip the pad? Or was it just maybe his bat hit the pad?
Definitely a sound as it goes past.
Clubbed, hard, high, out of the ground, and what a way to bring up his 50 for Anaru Kitchen.
It's a wonderful innings from Kitchen. A fantastic strike to bring the 50 up with.
It's 50 coming off 25 deliveries.
Waist-high ball from Bennett and just able to swing through the line of it. Out of the ground. Might have skipped across the creek as well.
I think it's in the creek.
And while the full retrieval squad go in there in the crowd, just a reminder to stay hydrated at the SunSmart on the embankments. There are plenty of food and drink options available to you at the entrance to the Oval. We've got your churros, we've got your ice creams.
Just got underneath the bounce, Anaru Kitchen. And just popped over into the creek, right. Oh no, it's over the creek maybe. Might be over the road, is it?
Yeah, out of the ground, across the road, into the bushes. Present for someone as they walk by this evening.
Craig, go get it for the Sparks bag.
No, it's too big, but I'm thinking about school. That's a $120 ball.
Just nip off in the innings break and scavenger hunt.
Well, you always mark the day on two things. Whether you picked up points on the points table, but also do I have more balls in the ball bag than when I started? Oh, that's just about having the shin. Hamish Bennett couldn't get out of the road.
This is when you subconsciously start shortening your follow through. When they're swinging like kitchen, just make sure that you come to a stop and look up. It's difficult when you're bowling at Bennett's pace though.
He may have stuck out the hand and actually got it on the palm. Yeah, you're right. Just doesn't want to miss short. Head into the gap. No real timing.
Nice, PY.
He's off. He's put it in his bag. He's down the back.
Just ready for a net session now. Got the whites on and all.
I don't think they were white trousers, Frankie. Slide over point. Couple of bounces, and that's the short boundary.
They're just looking to take pace off again. Bennett. Ball on this occasion. Wide outside the off stump. And Rippon just able to open the hands up on it slightly. Slice it over backward point. Half area of the ground to protect. The small boundary as well.
From having the opportunity to train with the Volts during the winter, I can tell you now Rippon loves batting, so he'll be loving this opportunity to finish off the innings.
Nicely bowled. Well, the Volts after 10 overs were 71 for 4. So they put on 80 off the next 8 overs with the loss of 1 wicket. So it's been a very good rebuild and then launch. 13 deliveries left. They will be chasing in that 180 mark. I think that is par, maybe just over. Man on screen will have a big part to play with the ball. Rippon with his left arm wrist spin. Probably under a kitchen today with left arm normal spin. No run. 13 off the over. 152 for 5.
Done a great job since he's come to the crease. It's Anaru Kitchen. It's been aggressive, changed the momentum of the innings, utilised the sweeps, reverse, happy to dance down the wicket to the seamers as well. Been able to score all around the ground. And then the biggest one of the lot to bring up the 50.
Not saying his place was under threat, because you never know, but especially the position he plays in. But perfect timing for Anaru Kitchen in this time, in this format, to get a score under your belt. Just builds that confidence, it gives you belief in yourself. You'll be knackered and he'll probably walk off and he's faced 30 odd deliveries. You feel like you're better for a day. Logan Van Beek is looking to defend the wide side, the left side of the ground. He doesn't want to be hit on the leg side. That is the short side. And that's nicely bowled.
It's the danger of the premeditation from time to time as well. Finally a gap inside the circle, and yes, it is the smaller boundary on that side, so looking there. You also have to know as a batsman that the bowler's most likely going to hide the ball away from that area as well. The third man up.
Hit down the ground and, oh, put down, and it's gone for 6, I think. Very rarely do you see Michael Bracewell drop catches like that.
It is possible after all. They've put a bit of a jinx on him. Just trickles into the boundary rope behind him.
Just about took it too easy because those big hands. It happens, Frankie. You didn't think it could. Yeah, standing there. I find at times you do get too obsessed with the short side, and Michael Ribbons could still beat third man on the first delivery. Either side of him will go for 4. And even now, that one there, good, stand still, and it's a wide.
Very similar plan to Will Williams from the Kings, and they kept looking to try and hit behind square. I think Horn got a couple away, but is there opportunity just to reverse and hit with the line they're trying to bowl?
So he missed out there. Yeah, and the artists, and I always remember it in T20 World Cup 2017, Susie, I'm looking at you, you were there in India. Virat Kohli was facing, I think it was Faulkner from Australia, and he was bowling wide Yorkers, and he just let it come on, and he just beat backward point either side 3 times or 4 times in a row, hit them all for 4. Just beautiful batting. You don't, well, you would expect anything less from Kohli. So that could be another wide. It's not.
The other thing where Virat Kohli's so good at the back end of the innings is his ability to actually open the face of the bat. Most of us mere mortals, when we start thinking about really opening up the face of the bat, we actually feel like we're playing with half a bat and we end up missing a lot. But he has this ability to just change his grip ever so slightly in his setup, just allow the hands to open up, almost like you would in a golf swing. Just lets the ball run off the face of the bat. Such a skill to be able to do it, especially when come the back end of an innings. At times you get into that over-hitting. You want to try and hit the ball for 4 and 6 every time, and to just have the presence of mind to open your hands up on the blade, to allow the blade to stay open all the way through contact, and to just use all the pace that there is. Pretty phenomenal effort.
Couldn't do it in cricket, but I can go over cover beautifully in golf, Frankie.
Cricketer's slice. We all possess that one.
Yeah, into the car park. Again, this is a good over by Van Beek. Good comeback. 19 gone. 159 for 5.
159 for 5, and it's time now to check in with our man AJ.
Yeah, 2 right, and I found one of the greats, local legends, 159 for 5, 1 over left. What do the boys need to do second innings, Stephen?
AJ, I just think the second innings to beat you is that we need to take early wickets, big wickets, Finlay, Allen, and we need to get Conway out early. We need to get Michael Bracewell and Jimmy Neesham out, and let's go, Denny, get behind the net, ball.
Last over of the Dream11 Super Smash. James Neesham, 2 for 31. So big part to play. Will he keep them under par, or can the Volts pick up 15 to 20 off this last over and get over par and what we think is a par score? Never judge it until the second innings. Take that. One's a win. One's a win. Oh, he's done well to access that part of the park. That's from outside leg stump.
Timing as well. Jimmy Neesham thought he was in the game for a long time to pick up a wicket there. Had to be lucky to hit a second set of stumps, and somehow Rippin's been able to get outside the line of leg stump, slice the hands through the ball and beat extra cover.
Oh, missed out. Leg stump, half volley.
Yeah, I felt that.
Crucial 3 balls here for the Volts and for the Firebirds, who can take momentum into the second innings. So a big 3 balls for both teams.
Just had a photo from a friend actually in the car park at the golf course picking his ball up. And the one he's at shouldn't be in the car park, I can tell you. Slow ball bouncer, smart. James Neesham, they've done a good job in the last 2 overs here, the Firebirds.
Been very skillful in their ability to execute their variations, change their line and lengths as necessary. Been very few poor balls bowled in the last few overs.
Seven off the 19th over. 7 so far with 1 ball to go off this over. That's a good, you take that every time as a bowling unit.
I think at any stage of the match as well, 7 and over, University of Otago Oval, you'd be happy as a bowler. You'd take that. So to be able to do that at the death of an innings has been wonderful from the Firebirds. Meanwhile, the Volts will be looking for a boundary here, wanting to get to that 170 mark.
Excellent, James Neesham. Will he have a throw? No, he doesn't. He holds on to it. So he'll take off the 8 off the final over. Good finish by the Firebirds. And the Volts, they're going to end up with 167 for 5 off their 20 overs.
Concludes the first innings here at the University of Otago Oval in Dunedin.
Slightly under par. We thought maybe 175 up here in the box. It is a very warm day. The pitch will be slowing up, but the Firebirds have some of the form players in the Dream11 Super Smash.
Coming your way in just over 10 minutes' time.
So Neil Broome, the standout with his 57. They were in a bit of trouble, the Volts, but a very good partnership between Broome and Kitchen, who ended up 57 not out off 32 balls. Rippon 16 off 11. It's got them through to that total. They were in trouble. They lost early wickets and they had to rebuild. Good performance, a consistent performance, as you'd expect by the Firebirds with the ball. Let's head down to a very warm sideline with Scotty Stevenson.
Yeah, thanks. Well done, Anaru, mate, carrying the bat through that innings, buddy. Someone needed to anchor it, and you and Neil put on a great show there, bud.
Yeah, no, it was good to create a partnership there with Neil and to really change momentum, which was going the other way.
Yeah, it was, mate. The power play, 3 down, and it's always a tough comeback from that. And what was the sort of mindset from both of you guys out there in the middle?
Well, we wanted to obviously start a partnership and then from there really look to excel and play our shots, which the wicket allowed us to do when they dropped short.
Talk to us about that wicket out there. Tough to bat on, or is no demons there to worry about?
Yeah, slow balls are holding quite a bit, as you can see, but any on-pace kind of delivery is really quite easy to hit through the line. So hopefully for us we can utilise that and get the win. Sorry.
And what about to the total, mate? You think that's eminently defendable here at Uni Oval?
Yeah, I think that would be a good total for us. I mean, if we get a couple of good wickets in that first 6 and then really apply the pressure and then the wickets will fall. So
go and have a well-earned breather, mate. Congratulations on your innings today, Anaru.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, Anaru Kitchen played very well. And he supported Neil Broome. He talked about they had to rebuild. And they did that. It was a very good partnership. It's not easy trying to be so proactive when you are in a bit of trouble. You've got to be able to trust yourself and be able to go for it, which he did. So it's The Volts, who won the toss and elected to bat first, they've got through to 167. So when the Firebirds come back, they only won 68 to win at 8.35 per over.
Can you do the double? 2 at once? Can we do the double? 2 for 1 deal? Something like a double dog versus wiener. Always go for the 2 dog option. What about you guys? I want to get someone horizontal. Let's see who's ready to dive. Who wants to dive? Yeah, good stuff. Okay, we're going to be aiming for this area. Don't move yet. I'm going to aim for that area. Okay, going to go over here, Dale, and try and get a wee horizontal. Oh no, we want to go a little bit further over the left. I want to see grass on the knees. Oh, caught that in the face. How good. The Falcon. We go against the grain. All right, we're going over to the lesser populated embankment now. Give the people what they want. So I reckon we could take Capitol Hill with this mob. Second innings coming up very shortly. Drop catches and probably in good stead as well with these guys being on the right side of the fence. Dropping a lot of stuff. Couldn't catch a cold, these kids, I reckon. Oh, there he is. Superb. Casual as you like. If you do have a numbered ball, you need a silver number on it. And if it's got a silver number on it, you can take that over to the merchandise tent, grab yourself a wee goodie from there. Remember, merchandise also on sale, got bolts, caps, bats, and the like. Now watch out for those picnic blankets and the people on them. Dale Phillips. Let's hope the Bolts can catch. He has taken that to the chin. And luckily
Dream11 Super Smash, the sun is shining. A beautiful summer's day. It was presented to you by KFC. And the Otago Volts won the toss and elect to bat first. And Hamish Rutherford had a boundary. It looked like these two, him and Neil Broom, were off to a flyer. And when that boundary was hit off James Neesham's first ball, there might have been some concerns. But a good catch down the boundary by Young Husband into the sun. Created some momentum for the Firebirds, and the fact that they picked up Kelly Neesham with his second wicket straight up in the air. Nearly some confusion. The other Neil Broom was playing, he was standing still today. He was just reacting on what he was able to see. Then a run out. Broom sent Lou Johnson back, but did well. Young Husband held onto the ball and caught short at the bowler's end. Momentum was all here with the Firebirds. Renwick and Broom were trying to rebuild, and then Renwick hit one straight up, and the pressure was really on the Volts. Nanaru Kitchen joined Neil Brew, two of the most experienced players at this level in this format, and they played nicely. They set about forming a partnership. They were very orthodox. There was the odd reverse sweep. They came together at 4 for 68. And when Neil Broom departed, they were 5 for 137. But Nanaru Kitchen brought up his 50, hitting it out of the ground. Him and Rippon tried to put the icing on the cake, but the last 2 overs, only 15 runs. That was put down by Michael Brace, very unusual. But 15 runs off the last 2 overs meant Firebirds will be pretty happy. They're making their way through to 167. The Volts, the Firebirds will need 8.35 to over. And Conway, and also the form player, Frankie Mackay of this Dream11 Super Smash, Finn Allen. He's won 3 Dream11 game changers. The question to you is, where do you bowl to him?
Averaging 76 to go along with those 3 red trophies he's collected so far. I think the issue is he's just been so proactive with how he's gone about his batting. So whenever teams have felt like they've come up with a new plan, he's had a way to counter it. He's got all the shots, the reverses, the laps, it hits powerfully down the ground. Good through the offside, tidy off his pads as well. Hard to know exactly where to go to him. I'd suggest possibly looks to get on the front foot early a lot. Looks to come down the ground, looks to get himself into his innings by hitting down the ground, so trying to take that length away from him early. But again, there's risks with that.
I reckon the Volts are going to look to bowl quite full to him. I think that in the past, maybe he's got going with that back of a length and he's been able to use his fast hands. So ask him to actually hit down the ground and just about bring the outside or the offside part of his front pad into play. Mitch McClenaghan, he is known for more cutters and change of pace. He might give us an indication of plan A. Mid on and mid off up. Ball and straight, a bit of swing. It's just heading down leg. But there we go, full.
There you go, super full. Method of the afternoon. Comfortably sliding down the leg side. But a big appeal from Mitchell McClenaghan.
It's going to hit the stumps after it hits the front pad and then skipped off that onto the back pad, which was in front of the stumps. But the first contact was the front pad. That actually swung a bit too from Mitch McClenaghan. Right, will they continue the full theme? All right, Devon Conway, real form player again in international cricket, domestic cricket. I sort of feel like he's the glue in the side. He's got his boundary options, but still has the ability to generate a strike rate. So a point sweeper and a deep square leg on the leg side. No one in that mid-wicket region. Slip in, third man up, so quite attacking. So this is bringing back the old days for Mitch McClenaghan. Seam up, trying to swing the ball. Before we know it, he'll be wanting the white clothes out and he'll be playing 4-day cricket.
It's good to see. Good to see there's still a place in the game. Pitch the ball up, swing it. Still a challenging delivery.
That's a good length. McClenaghan, oh, if he had collected it, he had a chance because Finn Allen was committed and was too far down.
Got his tail up here, has Mitch McClenaghan. Hits the deck hard on that occasion, gets off the mark quickly. Being able to collect that one. Could have been curtains for Allen.
Use of the feet, that's a lovely shot. That is a really good proactive approach by Conway.
Just such an easy shot for Conway to play. Just happy to skip down the wicket against the medium pace. Holds his shape well, just able to get the ball up and over extra cover. No protection out in that area. Ends up a free swing for Conway.
Such a good shot, Frankie, isn't it? Because it's not that easy. It's probably one of the toughest shots to play. And he hasn't got any of it. They're going to change the field. Deep points coming up, but they're going to drop the second one back on the leg side. So I wonder if more of a short cutter. Try and get into the body. Top edge, finding up. That's the risk. Carried all the way, so a great end to the over for the Firebirds. 11 without loss.
That's the danger with going short. Put the two men back on the leg side. Conway was confident he was going to get something either into the hip, into the rib area. Was just able to just get inside it. A little bit of a top edge, but safe shot.
Just on line, Frankie just wanted that outside off stump, so the pull shot was more of a drag in front. So the 1-2 with Jacob Duffy from Forsyth Bar Stadium in. Just thought then, I don't know what the end's actually called.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we had this exact same thing last week when we were here as well. It may have been when you were busy with the Sparks coaching.
Ah, down the ground, bang. That's a lovely shot, just short of the boundary, I think it was. That was heading towards Forsyth Bar Stadium. I think if you're going to bowl full, you need to be able to support it as well, by having one or two players back just to take away.
See, this is the length, I think, that has allowed Finn Allen to get into his innings throughout the season so far. Just half volley into the Toblerones. One bounce for. Just think with that fuller length, it's not a Yorker, it's not a half volley. There's just enough leverage there that he can get underneath that, just swing flat, hard down the ground.
Yeah, there's full and then there's a half volley, isn't there? They've dropped mid on now, back. Oh, that's gone for 4-2. He's just skewed it. That's how good a form he's in. He's outside edged it and it's just raced to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, when you're in good form, that's what tends to happen. Then as soon as you get out of nick, when you start playing shots like that, that just skews straight to point and that's the end of your day. So enjoy the form while you've got it.
Well, how's that gone there? Because at no stage did his bat face that way. Just about off the back of the bat.
I don't mind the plan they've got clearly to bowl full, because it's almost trying to get up close to a Yorker that they're trying to do. It's trying to get rid of any length that he can look to utilise. I think as soon as he gets any ball that's in around that top of the shin, knee height, he just can hit through that so effortlessly and can almost pick his spot around the ground where he wants to hit that. So to try and get out of that area, make it more difficult for him to score and make him possibly take a big risk to try and do so.
Wow, that just raced away. There was a fielder down there, and I thought I was just going to trot round and get it for one. The problem for the Volts is they're maybe focusing on Finn Allen, and Conway's hurting them.
Yeah, dangerous plan to give any width to Conway, regardless of the length. So proficient outside the off stump. Scores a large percentage of his runs through the offside. I think he's one you need to look to tuck up early.
The problem at the moment for all teams is they're all searching to find Finn Allen's weakness. And no one's really been able to find it yet. So we go, right, we'll go this plan. Oh, no, that's not working. The one thing I'm just going to go back from memory is, has anyone opened with spin to him and actually taken the pace right off the ball? Because at the moment, if you are a medium fast, he is winning the battle. 2 dots to the end of the over. 2 gone, 24 without loss. Beautiful day in Dunedin, University of Otago Oval. We've got a good match set up here. 167 the Volts made. A good start by the Firebirds, 24 without loss. Finn Allen continuing on. Change of bowler, Michael Ray with the headband. And he's going to be asked, he needs to pick up a wicket. They need a wicket, and Finn Allen is the big wicket. Slow ball, wow, that's got, catch it, it's on the roof. It's out of the ground. All right, while they're fetching the ball, let's head down to the ground, mic'd up for it. Man who picked up 50, opening the batting for the Volts, Neil Broom. Afternoon, Broomy.
G'day, mate, how are you?
You need to get Finn Allen out.
We do, yeah, he looks in good touch already. Powerful man, hits down the ground nicely, doesn't he?
Well played yourself. More sedate today than probably previously.
Yeah, I just thought try and stay a little bit stiller and probably, yeah, in the end I just nursed it around, didn't I? But probably didn't go early enough. But we had Ruder at the other end going pretty hard, so yeah.
It's tough though, you'd lost 4 wickets, so not easy in that position.
Yeah, you're right. There's a wee, you got to get it right, don't you? You got to know when to go and when to sort of rein it back, and might have gone a bit late, what do you reckon?
Got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, don't you?
You do.
And you also got to know when to run. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes on how well you bowl, isn't it? I mean, you do need to pick up wickets here.
Yeah, we do. We really needed a nice early one, but they've got off to a bit of a flyer. These 2 boys and now are pretty good players, so well, they've got a strong lineup. So yeah, we definitely need early wickets, don't we? Hopefully Razor can break an end open.
Well, that's gone through cover. You were there, Neil. That went past like a bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, it did, mate. No, just got to. I think the boys have been off with the ball, haven't they?
You can say that. You just don't want the bowlers to hear that.
No. Go on, Razor.
You're at cover. You're normally at point. What's gone on?
Yeah, I'm sort of getting moved to some of the not so hot zones these days. So it comes with age, and it happened to you too. But if I ever get moved for Rudsey, then I'm going to walk off the park.
Well, you're batting. You had a bit of a blow. You okay? Did you get the ice out at half time?
Yeah, I'd show you, but I'm in a bit of a sloppy nick at the moment, so... No, it just gave me a bit of a fright. Lucky it was a slow ball, so it didn't really hurt too much.
You did squeal.
Probably broken it, but get on with it.
You did squeal.
Yeah, I know. Haig was at squeal there, having a chuckle.
slides through the covers. Get a hand on that?
Yeah.
Mate, you think that's not a hot zone? Some of us just made it look really easy there.
Yeah, I would have had that 5 years back. Come, Razor!
At the moment, it's a bit of driving school, Neil. Plenty of half volleys.
Yeah, that's the thing on this deck. The fully bowl actually coming on quite nicely. The on-pace balls, it was the ones that James Neesham was buying with a bit of running his fingers down the side of it that were sort of doing a bit.
Well, that's clubbed. That's clubbed. That's going to go for 6. This is a massive over. Massive over. Do you run at this stage, Neil? Offer a bit of advice?
No, I haven't as of yet in my career.
In your career, yeah. 150 games.
Yeah, see, Joel, that's what they get paid for, mate. Get it done.
Thanks, mate. We'll catch up a bit later on.
Cheers, mate.
.21 off the over, and there's still 2 balls to come. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. If batting has ever been made to look easier, well, then I'm yet to see it.
We've been treated to some pretty wonderful hitting here at University of Otago Oval here today. Sophie Devine started it off. Finn Allen is following it up.
And there's the 50 runs up for the Wellington Firebirds.
This to me is the danger with looking to go full plan. Don't mind it to start with, trying to go to your Yorkers to knock batsmen over. But then when you miss, you unfortunately are missing into Finn Allen's hot zone. Just long half volleys, giving him the length to be able to just get on the front foot, swing freely through it.
Change of field at the moment, it's a little bit like guess where it's going to go. 27 off this over. So 1 D in the over, 28 off the over, 3 gone, 52 without loss.
Goes down the ground for a big 6 to start the over. He gives himself a little bit of room to smear it through the offside. Leg side wide, offered no respite. And then pounced on the short ball as well. Anything he could hit over or through the covers, he was up to the task. And then just a single to finish the over off, just to keep the strike for the next one.
We talked about maybe the option for Frankie's spin, but now you're asking the spin to come on. He's on 37 off 11 balls. He's just super confident. We saw today with Sophie Devine when that happens. They just throw the batter away. So maybe they missed the boat there, the Bolts. I guess say maybe the next team about to play the Firebirds, they will be thinking about that. Bacon into the attack. That was a slow ball straight away.
He's been good so far in the competition, Matt Bacon. Second leading wicket taker in the competition, 8 wickets and an average 17. Been useful, been able to run in, hits the wicket hard, lots of energy in that bowling action. Useful ability to have as well, the ability to pick up wickets regularly.
Just about forgot who was at the other end. It's Conway. He's on 14 off 7. I reckon he's the perfect person to have there.
It's good to have that person that complements him so well. Nothing looks like it phases Conway. He's got a method that served him well. He's good against spin and pace. He's good cricket shots.
Don't see this very often. Conway play and miss. Going to change the field. They're going to strengthen the offside. Again, nicely bowled. Neil Broom spoke about James Neesham being tough when he rolled his fingers or the cutters, but also he bowled a very good length. Bacon's actually come across bowling a better length.
Yeah, agreed. That's where I think it's been tough to score regularly off that length, bowled into the surface. And there's the chance if you do roll your fingers down the side of the ball, it just sits in the surface, it looks like a touch, just grips.
You don't want to go there to Conway. That is just asking to be put over the boundary.
Even that one there, just sitting in the surface a touch and just that little bit of extra bounce. Well played in the end. Conway just rides the bounce, whips it over the top.
They're a super confident team, aren't they, the Firebirds? Really are. Built on success, built on confidence, but also I think built just on trusting their game.
Yeah, they found a method for T20 that has worked. It's worked for years now as well, and it just means whenever they get new players, someone like a Finn Allen coming in, that they just slot them into that game plan.
Is it in the air? It's taken. So there is the breakthrough. No. Hamish Rutherford said it just landed in front. Top ball to end the over. 57 without loss. So a bit of a think tank, but Hamish Rutherford, good honesty in the previous over. The last ball was hit hard and flat by Conway, and he said it didn't carry. Yeah, on the half volley. Good honesty. Must have been pretty obvious to him, because normally if you get up, Frankie, and you think, oh, I'm not sure, you'd ask him to have a look.
You just know, though, don't you? You know the angle that it hits your hands, whether it's a catch or not. You know if it's half volleyed, it hits higher up on the palms. It just doesn't feel quite right. So, good honesty.
McClenaghan, who actually bowled a really handy first over, and went for a couple of boundaries, was actually from Conway.
They're just able to jam Allen up early. A little bit of shape back into the pads as well. I think he might have hit them off the bowl full plan.
It's down leg side, slow ball from McClenaghan. So what are you thinking, Frankie? What are you thinking now as a skipper? What are you going to do?
Got to find a way to take a wicket. Got to find a way to break this partnership. Hope that one brings two. Like what I've seen the last couple of overs from the Volts, however, it's looking to go to those slower balls, looking to go to the change-ups. Take pace off the delivery, make it hard to score, and just change the rhythm of the innings. Lovely timing once again from Conway. Just clipping it off his pads. Seems like any time he's been on pace deliveries, it's when the Firebirds have looked to score and score handsomely, been able to find their timing. And even on the occasions where the timing hasn't been perfect, they've been able to bully the ball enough that they can score heavily. It seemed like every time there's change of pace, looks difficult to score.
Oh, good Yorker. That's a beauty. And that's what we were talking about Frankie earlier with to Finn Allen, wasn't it? That if you're going to bowl full, even that's a better length. Been a good over. Dot, one wide, dot, dot. Challenge for McClenaghan now as Harry finishes this over. He's bringing up the deep extra cover. He's dropping mid-wicket. Last time he tried this, he got hit over fine leg for 6. Oh, nicely bowling! So he chopped it on and then onto the stump. So big breakthrough for the Bolts.
A little bit unlucky for Conway, but sometimes as a bowler, that's that little bit of luck you need to get you back into the contest. Follows Conway well outside the leg stump, and he just jammed down on that, but only onto the back pad. Trickles back onto the stumps. Dangerous Conway departs for 18. First wicket falls with 59 on the board.
Firebirds, number 9, Ravindra.
Ravindra, left-hander. Comes in if they lose an early wicket, but the fact is they're 59 for 1. Good reward for Mitch McClenaghan though. He's bowled a very good over and been able to hold Conway. Just tucked him up. The length was great. Yeah, a bit of unluckiness for the batsman, but it's actually been good reward for a very controlled and skillful over from McClenaghan. See what you need as a captain, Frankie. You need to find a way to get a wicket. Well, they've got one. Sort of feel like they needed a couple or 3, don't you? Slip in place. Get off the mark. 3 off the over and a wicket. 5 gone, 60 for 1.
Straight away, it gives you a little bit of time to breathe as well. If you're the Volts, Ravindra averaging under 20 with the bat. Yeah, he's a good striker of a cricket ball, but not in the same class as Conway.
Just a friendly reminder, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes peeled in the crowd at all times for the cricket ball, which may be coming at you from any direction.
Bacon's going to get a second one. Just went for 5 off his first over. In the air. No one, or there is a man back. Is he on the embankment? Because that's where he needs to be. Anaru Kitchen. I think as it went up, Frankie, everyone thought catch.
It's just got up on the breeze though, hasn't it? It's just continued on and on. Initial thoughts with this gone straight up. Just gets over the top. Kitchen's done well not to drag the whole fence over with him.
Oh, it's a wonderful cricket shot. That is a wonderful cricket shot from Ravindra.
Not the follow-up that Bacon would have wanted. Been short the first ball of the over, pulled for 6. Looks to pitch the ball up on this occasion. Just slides into a long half volley. Ravindra up to the task. Elegant cover drive.
He's found the gap again here. Get back for a couple.
Pace off on that occasion from Bacon. Still just showing there's merit to having those change-up deliveries. Timing not perfect on that occasion. Still good enough in the gap to get back for a couple. But the difference between the timing of the 2 boundaries to start the over and then when there is pace off, sitting in the surface a touch. Gets away with that again, almost a replica of the 4 on the second ball of the over.
Yeah, I think that was there to be hit, wasn't it, Frankie? You know, I just about wonder whether maybe Ravindra's maybe expecting something shorter. We're not going to get 2 long half volleys in one over. Slow ball in the air. Mid-off's going to have to hurry, get round. He's underneath it and taken. So the slow ball works this time from Bacon.
Just another start from Ravindra as well. Multiple boundaries in his innings. Looks to go again. Just can't quite find the timing with that pace-off delivery. Only goes as far. As Phillips hit mid-off. Ravindra departs for 13, and that's the second wicket that the Volts needed. Firebirds 72 for 2.
Rachin Ravindra departs 13 off 6 deliveries. Next to the crease scored Wellington Firebirds, number 36, wicketkeeper Tom Blundell.
Volts had been under pressure due to the hot start from Conway and Allen. Just in the last couple of overs, have been able to turn the tide. Good over from Mitch McClenaghan, able to pick up the wicket of Conway. Just tucking him up, chopping it onto that leg stump. Then Ravindra's innings was short and sweet. A little cameo, but not what the Firebirds would have wanted. Wanted him to be able to bat deep. With that, brings Tom Blundell to the middle. Firebirds in a good position, 72 for 2. 1 ball still remaining in the power play. Tom Blundell in at the non-striker's end. Finn Allen has been the man of the power play so far, 39 of just the 14 deliveries, but has been somewhat starved of the strike as of late. Bacon able to close out the over well. 12 runs from it, but the wicket. 6 overs gone, the Firebirds 72 for 2.
End of the over there. Now time to check in with our man, AJ.
Yeah, found a couple of fellas here, and I think Liam here to my right, your left on the screen, is wearing a hoodie. Now, have you been looking at a different weather application, mate, than us? Because you bought a hoodie, didn't you?
Power play completed. I would say that the Firebirds are ahead on the scoreboard, but the momentum has just swung back the Volts' way. They've been able to pick up 2 wickets in succession. Joining me now in the commentary box, Susie Bates. Volts will be pleased with how their bowlers have been able to pull it back.
Thanks, Frankie. Yeah, those 2 wickets crucial just to give them a bit of a chance in this middle stage.
Crisp through the leg side. Michael Ray does well to rein that in. Good start to the innings from Blundell.
Well fielded here by Ray. That's often what 2 wickets does, is it lifts the energy of all the fielders, and brilliant dive stop there to save a couple of runs potentially.
Pace off, but this is just deposited onto the bank. Duffy goes short and straight at Allen, and he's just muscled it for another 6.
We've talked about that fuller length this time, pace off and shorter, and Allen's still too good and puts it over the boundary fence for another 6. I'd love to know what Devine and Allen have been eating recently.
Time and quality once again from Allen, just a single on this occasion. Looks disappointed with himself.
Batting must just be so enjoyable when you are hitting it like this. Every ball you believe you can hit for 6, and at the moment, more often than not, he's clearing the rope.
Good again from Blundell. Good positions to be able to access straight down the ground. Useful cricketer as well to have coming in at number 4 in your side. Got a good technique, allows him to play all around the ground, but also can be explosive in his stroke play, bring a bit of innovation to the game as well. Scamper through for a single.
Well bowled there by Duffy. Once again, the shorter boundary on the leg side, and he's gone for that slightly wider line and managed to get underneath the bat and bring about a dot. I think the key here is for Duffy and the Volts is to bowl as little balls as possible to Allen for a period, see if they can bowl at the new batter.
It makes a big difference when you're able to do that, to get the hot hand off strike, get them camped out at the non-strikers end for a while, try and bowl at the other man. Pace off to finish the over.
No, Tom.
Little misfield allows the Firebirds to easily get through for 1. 11 runs off the over, 83 for 2.
I think I recognised the owner of that dog earlier as Mrs. Heffernan, mother of Kate and Georgia Heffernan. Kate played a game for the White Ferns, and Georgia was a very good cricketer herself.
Change the bowl for the Otago Volts from the grandstand end, number 19, Michael Rippon.
And there she is. Obviously the twins, so looking from behind, I'm not going to make a guess, but that is either Georgia or Kate. Very talented young sportswomen, very talented netballers, and athletes that have grown up in the southern region and done a great job for Otago sport.
Been living the rehab life as well after a netball injury. Knee injury, having to go under the knife, unfortunately, during the season.
Oh, mate, that's a top start.
First look at spin for the vaults now. Rippon starts well. He's been wonderful with ball in hand so far this season, the Dream11 Super Smash. Controlled length really well, varied his pace. He's got the ability to spin the ball both ways as well, which just makes spinners so dangerous in this format. Chance, perhaps. Rippon does well to get a hand on it regardless.
Key bowler today for the vaults is Rippon, like he is in most games through the middle. But like you said, just the ability to create a little bit of doubt of which way the ball's going just makes it that much more difficult to line up. When you can only turn it one way, you can confidently hit one way, whereas today Rippon hopefully can create a bit of doubt and cause some wickets to fall.
Pushing hard between the wickets. Managed to pinch one as well. Getting back for two. Just whipped into the leg side, pushing hard for two once again. Lou Johnson does well, keeps it to one.
There is and Allen brings up another 50 in the Dream11 Super Smash. 50 runs off 20 balls.
Made it look easy today. 4 4s, 4 6s, strike rate of 250. Striking has been pure. Pulled hard into the leg side once again, but Rippon doing a good job. It's been a feature of his game throughout the season, is his ability to minimise the boundaries hit off him. Sets his field well, bowls to it well.
Fortunately for the Firebirds, with the start they've got off to, they do have the luxury of potentially just playing Rippon into the leg side and getting 1s or 2s and not having to take too much risk.
Goes to the reverse. Extravagant reverse to finish the over. Just a leg by to finish. 8 overs gone. It's now 89 for 2. Yet another 50 for Finn Allen. The vaults looked to go full to him early and he was up to the task. A little bit streaky in one of his boundaries, but then he was away. Freely able to hit down the ground. Was punishing through the covers as well. And then when he did get the shorter ball, he was able to put it away with ease. Footwork's been crisp and the striking has been even better.
Number 6, Anaru Kitchen comes into the attack for the Otago Vaults from the media centre.
Spin at both ends now for the Vaults, looking to try and change the pace of the game. Hope that they can use the spinners to try and pick up another wicket. Ideally would be that of Finn Allen as well. But a tough job to come in this situation. Firebirds well ahead of the game. 89 after just 8 overs. They've got to try and stem the tide somehow. It's a good start. It's a good way to do it from Kitchen. Good pace through the air and just looking to slide on, skid the ball on. No room to move for Allen. Goes hard into the leg side this time, however. Just needs to be thrown back from the bank.
Kitchen tried to dart that one into the pads, but Allen was good enough to get underneath it and easily cleared that leg side boundary rope and onto the bank. We've seen plenty of those today from Wellington players.
Just hasn't missed by far at all there, Kitchen. Again, looking to put pace on the ball. Looking to hurry Allen up. Allen just up to the task. Hasn't just cleared the boundary either. That's up on top of the bank.
Yeah, ball boy.
Looking to use his feet again. This time pace off from Kitchen.
Slightly wider line and was able to get underneath that bat. Tough ask for Kitchen, but hopefully can finish the over well.
Pushing hard to get through for the single.
Stop.
He's a useful bowler in this format, Kitchen. He has the ability to bowl in a big pace bracket. Can get really, really slow through the air if needed. Also can get quick enough that he's actually can bowl a bouncer off this run-up. Blundell just doing a good job. He's happy to just knock the ball around. Play the supporting role for Allen at the moment.
Having a chat to Duffy here, just making sure they're clear on the plans. One ball for the over to execute well and not go for a boundary.
Goes wide and gets away with it as well. Finish the over with a dot. 8 runs off it. Firebirds 97 for 2. Ripping to continue after a good first over. Just the 5 runs off the bat. Bolts have just got to find a way to try and halt the momentum here. Best way to do it would be to get Finn Allen out. Failing that, just need to minimise the boundaries.
Nice for back.
It's a good start to the over as well. Blundell will look to be busy, look to move around. Just up to Rippon to make it difficult for him. Pushing hard. Comfortably back for a second. Tough field to bowl to as well. Susie, no mid-wicket in the ring.
Yeah, like you say, Frankie, there's plenty of space out there. You do wonder, maybe against Blundell, if they could have a mid-wicket and try and get a few dots and bowl less balls at Allen, but at this stage going with his plan, and he was good enough to get 2.
Chance down the ground and taken as well. Just what was needed for the Volts.
Blundell will be disappointed with that. As we talked about, plenty of space into that leg side, and he was looking at that gap, but he didn't quite time it. A bit of a leading edge that flew down to long on in the safe hands of Nick Kelly. Blundell departs for 8, the Firebirds and 99 for 3.
And the number 50 jersey, Jimmy Nation.
Dismissal almost out of nowhere. Blundell looked to be doing a good job working the ball around. Just that big gap out in the mid-wicket boundary just drew him in. Blundell unable to control that big shot. He departs. Finn Allen continues on his merry way, and it's Jimmy Neesham that joins him at the crease. Often what you see with batsmen is when looking to hit powerfully leg side, it ends up going a bit squarer than what they'd intended. I think on that occasion, just sliced it ever so slightly. It's ended up going to the straight man rather than into that big mid-wicket gap that had been presented to him. It's good, courageous captaincy from the Volts. Maybe not the smartest piece of batting that we've seen here today at University of Otago Oval. Volts knowing wickets are key as well. Slip in place. The chance as well, bowl to a left-hander and actually take the ball away from the left-hander with his stock delivery. Spin it hard, hope to attack the outside edge. Neesham does well, just takes the single that's on offer.
And we spoke about earlier having that mid-wicket into the new batter, but with Rippon to Jimmy Neesham, sometimes leaving that leg side open invites them to work against the spin into that gap and creates an opportunity. The Firebirds with that single have brought up their 100 off just the 9.5 overs.
Pulls hard into the leg side. Johnson does well. Gets down and restricts it to 2. Good over from Rippon once again. Just the 5 runs off it and the big wicket of Blundell. At the halfway stage, the Firebirds are 102 for 3.
What's your name, mate? Oh, a couple of willies. There you go. Now, they've got a job for us. When I say a job, a joke job. So let's lighten the mood. Let's get them running a bit jovial. And what do you got, mate? What do you get?
It was a good start from the Firebirds. Conway unlucky. Ball bouncing off his pad back onto the stumps. He departed for 18. Ravindra looked good in his 6 balls. He went for 1 too many. Blundell, the man most recently departing. 10 overs gone. 102 for 3. They're in the driving seat, are the Firebirds, but it's wickets in hand that could be the little cause for concern. Finn Allen has been wonderful, 59 off just the 27 deliveries. Could there be a moment he starts to be in 2 minds about how he wishes to play? Does he just keep going and going? Does he need to take a little bit of a breather here, allow Neesham to get into his work, get a partnership going? Do they allow a couple of quiet overs, or does Finn Allen just keep doing what Finn Allen has been doing all season and trying to whack the ball all around the place?
Wait. Just one.
Another single to Neesham there, but as you say, I'm not sure if Allen has 2 minds or not. I've only seen him play one way, so it'll be interesting how he does go about this. I think for the Volts, if they can get Allen's wicket in the next couple of overs, that will really help them take it a bit deeper and have 2 reasonably new batters at the crease. So can they figure out a way to get him out? McClenaghan has been very competitive from this end all day, so I'm sure he's got a plan.
Yeah, and they like the matchup as well of McClenaghan to Neesham, so I'm not surprised to see him come back into the attack. Very experienced campaigner as well. Skews away, up and over the offside. Just a sense that maybe Allen is ever so slightly losing that timing that we saw early in his innings.
Once again, that fuller delivery from McClenaghan, and like you say, Frank, he didn't quite get the full face on that ball. it is a dangerous game going full, but if you get it right and under the bat, you can be successful.
Dragged into the leg side on this occasion. Field set though, just the single. I think just the amount of time perhaps he's spent down the non-striker's end, seeing other batsmen come in, chew up a few balls, depart. Just seems to have got out of that rhythm, out of that flow that he was in. Looks like he's trying to muscle the ball a little bit much to recapture some of that earlier timing. With that presents some opportunities as well. And he's done it, McClenaghan. He gets the big wicket of Jimmy Neesham, and he is thrilled about it too.
Beautiful delivery from Mitchell McClenaghan. Lovely back of a length delivery. Neesham wasn't sure to go forward or back, and some slight shape away from the left-hander bat and a simple catch for Renwick. Neesham departs for 2. The Firebirds are 106 for 4.
Next to the crease for the Wellington Firebirds, captain Michael Bracewell.
Skipper Bracewell to the crease now for the Firebirds. Another left-hander. Powerful striker of the ball as well. And whilst the Firebirds, their run rate is good. Very healthy position in their chase. Just needing 62 more from 56. 4 wickets down now. Goes to the short ball. Is in the air for a long time, but no mid-wicket in place again. It's a fired up Mitch McClenaghan at the moment.
Last ball of his 3rd over. And here's the previous wicket of Jimmy Neesham. Didn't really show too much intent, but like I said, perhaps that length, back of the length, wasn't sure to go forward or back and just sort of waved the bat at it.
Flashes hard outside the off stump on the up. Carries through to the keeper. Another good over for the Volts. It's the 5 runs off it. Another big wicket. 11 overs gone, 107 for 4.
Fantastic over there from number 81, Mitchell McClenaghan. Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you love
The unlucky wicket of Conway was the first one up. And Ravindra went for 1 too many against the change of pace. Was well held. Blundell. He had eyes for the mid-wicket boundary, could only find long on. Then the last wicket to fall, Jimmy Neesham nicking off to a good delivery from Mitchell McClenaghan.
promises to be another classic.
McClenaghan, the pick of the bowlers so far, 2 for 19 of his 3 overs, 9 dot balls included in that. Bacon and Rippon, wicket takers as well, and Rippon been exceptionally economical, just going at 5 and over. It's what the Volts have to continue to do. They have to continue to take wickets. They've got to find a way to get this side 6 or 7 down.
Yeah.
Up to the 2 Firebirds batsmen, and we're out in the middle at the moment, is to try and form a partnership here. Try and bat for a period of time, just to swing things back in their favour. They're ahead in terms of the run rate, needing just over 6 runs and over, but concerning how little work their middle order has had to put in so far this season. You just feel that if they can manage to chip Allen out here, the Firebirds could find themselves in a spot of bother. Moved into the leg side. Riffin doing a good job at taking away the length to be able to score heavily against.
Clearly so far today for the Volts, Riffin and McClenaghan have been the best bowlers, the pick of the bowlers. Riffin with 1 and a bit overs left, McClenaghan with 1. I think the key to this second innings is, can they take some wickets, those two, and can the Firebirds see them off? And then how the other Volts bowlers respond to what's been a tough day so far.
Putting your captain's hat back on, does McClenaghan bowl his last over next, or do they save him for the death?
It's easy when you don't actually have to make the decision, but right now my gut is to give him another one. If he can have a look at Allen and brace well early and get 1 more wicket, it's going to do wonders for this Volts defence.
Yeah, down.
Beats the man at backward point, splits the gap perfectly, does Bracewell. Just offered a shade of width from Riffin, able to put it away.
Quickly onto the back foot there, Bracewell, and gets it into the gap behind backward point. First boundary off Rippon's overs so far.
Full toss just driven down the ground. Can be the hard thing as well for the Volts, is understanding that wickets are crucial, need them, but not going searching for them, not going outside your plans. That is when you will get hurt and leak runs. Hard when you know it's so important to be taking wickets, to just try and keep to that process, just keep chipping away. Backward point on the boundary to the right-handed Allen. Good cricket all round. Just worked into the leg side from Allen, sorry. Good bowling as well from Rippon. He knows that Allen wants to be aggressive. It's not giving him anything to work with.
Yeah, tough decisions here for Duffy to make. You know you want to try and push that run rate up while defending the boundaries, and you also want to take wickets, so lots on your mind as a captain.
Yeah.
12 overs gone, 117 for 4.
Yeah, too right, and we have brought it back a bit. The Volts going all right there, Chris. Now, Chris, a little birdie says, I think he's actually on the gator over there working the greenskeeper. Says that you got married this year, 2021. Let's have a round of applause. Chris and Sarah married this year, 2nd of January, mate. How good's that?
Cheers, Robbo.
And honeymoon in a couple of days, mate. You enjoy Wanaka and Queenstown. Another big round of applause for the newlyweds. 2-1-21.
It will not be Mitchell McClenaghan to continue and bowl his 4th and final over. Jacob Duffy goes to himself in this crucial point of the game.
Right on.
Starts with a dot ball, and I believe we have Neil Broome mic'd up and ready to talk to us downstairs. Neil, how do you see this game? How are you placed at the moment?
Yeah, obviously behind the 8 ball a little bit, but they just sort of, well, they need to run a ball stuff, but I think if we can take a couple of wickets here, they've got a bit of a shaky middle to lower order. Oh, cheers, mate.
Good gap from Michael Bracewell on that occasion, looking to use his feet, come down the wicket, hit hard through the leg side.
Yeah, it's all about taking poles from now on, isn't it?
Neil, Susie Bates here, how are you?
Good, Susie, how are you?
Not too bad. Just wondering, have you got all the Broome clan on the bank somewhere today?
Yeah, they'll be up there, the same little spot over there. All 4 or 5 of them.
Is there five now?
Yeah, lose count now.
Keep you busy, I'd imagine.
Yeah, no, been a busy time actually over the festive season. Boys have been fizzing, which is great though.
And who are the boys' favourite vaults player? Is it Dad, or have they got another favourite?
Well, yeah, obviously it's me, but Honorary Kitchen actually gets mentioned now and then. Mark, they keep talking about Mark Craig. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fair. Great player. But yeah, it's their old man, isn't it? You're their favourite women's player though, Susie.
Thank you, Neil. They would have enjoyed the 50 today.
Yeah, they've been telling me I've been a bit shy and run, so I always ask them how many runs they want before I leave. They always want a 100, but can't always pull that out. That's a good shot. He's powerful, this guy, isn't he?
He is. What are you most impressed by, young Finn Allen?
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've seen him live, but he's a big unit, big levers, and he's got a lot of power. Hits down the ground straight early on, and he looks bloody hard to bowl to, actually. He's got a bit of a licence, so it's pretty dangerous. Good to see him going well, the young fella.
What is the plan now for the bowlers? He's obviously the key wicket to try and pick up. Any ideas how you might do that?
Just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, you can
I can go in this meeting right now and ask her if you want. No, I think he was well, batting out there today. I think sort of hitting that sort of off pace ball was the hardest. So keep trying to change it up. I mean, you don't just want to bowl into his arc, same sort of speed. So keep mixing it up, and I think Beastie's susceptible on the short ball. He's pretty compulsive with a big boundary, so I think that's one way of getting him out.
Oh, thank you very much for your time again, Neil. Best of luck out in the middle.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And best of luck at home.
Duffy under a bit of pressure here. 4 and a 6 in the over. Needs to find a way to close out to Allen. Needs to try and utilise those off-pace deliveries. Does well to get himself out of the over. 12 runs off it. Firebirds 129 for 4.
.39 needed just off the 42 deliveries, and Mitch McClenaghan back. I did wonder whether he should have actually bowled the last over. He's the form bowler, and he's the one that's created the opportunities. It's a different skill, Susie, isn't it, when you're trying to defend a total and then also actually knowing how to bowl a team out, or try and bowl a team out. 2 for 19 off his 3 overs. Been very good today. And again, the Yorker.
The best bit of advice I was given while I was captaining 2020s was, in a situation like this, the goal's not to take the game deep, because if you take it deep, it's too late. You want to take wickets, so that's bowling your best bowlers early and not leaving them to the end.
Well, I just thought McClenaghan bowled that lovely over, picked up the wicket of James Neesham. Tail was up, adrenaline was up. He'd also then made Finn Allen play and miss, and want to keep that going for that 1 over. Don't let them have an easy over. That's clobbered over cover. Just a couple of bounces. Gee whiz, I'll tell you what. Trying to think what I can tell you, other than he can play.
He has seemed to be a little bit quieter in the last few overs, but he's still 75 off 36 and scoring boundaries with ease.
I've commentated him in 4 games now. He's got 60 odd, 90 not out, 70, and now he's 75 not out. Oh, I'll add a few more to that. I think it is it. Yep, that's over the top, and they'll probably check the no ball. So now he goes into the 80s. That's the big part of the ground. I think it's okay.
Yeah, can we just rock and roll that when you get to the next one there, please? Thanks, Brian. There's no problem there. We'll go fair delivery. Thank you.
Van Allen, 81, 37. What form he is in. Outside edge, but still get run.
Can he fit into that Black Caps top order? We've got a lot of hard-hitting players that are playing well. Is there room for him, do you think, Craig?
Oh, a wee bit to go, but gee whiz, it's not a bad way to make a statement in a competition, is it? I know one thing I'll be doing if I was in Auckland at the moment, I'll be going, one, why didn't we see this for us? And two, gee whiz, I wish we had seen this when he played for us. There's different reasons, you can't say one or the other, but it does hurt when you see a player of a young talent turn up, and he's not just had a one innings or two, this is his 4th out of 5.
You do see it a lot, not only in the men's game, in the women's game. Just a change of environment. When you've grown up playing cricket in one area, sometimes you can get pigeonholed into a certain type of player, and you make the move and all of a sudden there's a little bit of freedom in the way you play, and there's no expectations or no history on, you know, what you have and haven't done. So it's great to see him play with this confidence for the Firebirds.
That's exactly right, and I mean, he made his debut when he was 17, and potentially, you know, he was in the New Zealand under-19 side and the next whatever. And that's tough to be around all the time. But I'll tell you what, you're just about bored watching him hit balls over cover for 6 because he's done it so well. End of the over, 147 for 4. I just don't know where you bowl to him, Susie. I mean, this is the 4th game I've watched, as I said to you, and he's climbing. He's on 88. He's had an answer for everything.
That's where cricket, sometimes players just can look unbelievable for a period of time, and like you say, you're racking your brains how to get them out. You go for the Yorker, you go short, and they just are in such good positions to hit the ball cleanly. And we saw it from Sophie Devine earlier, and when they're in this reign of form, sometimes you just sit back and have to wait for them to make a mistake.
Sometimes just bowl your worst bowler. Someone who can't bowl and they don't know what's coming. So the only one that hasn't been tested on him yet, I think, is starting with spin. Bracewell's clubbed that, and that's one bounce. So he's in on the act too.
Bracewell loves to advance down the crease, takes a quick step, and then is able to get onto that short ball quickly and hit it into that leg side gap.
Down the ground, bang! Just one bounce.
This time instead, Bracewell just stands still, hits it hard and straight, and that's 2 4s in a row.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened. Finn Allen 88, 12 needed for 100. They needed 21. You're sitting going, right, I'm in the game, I've got a chance. Then now you look up, you need 13. And I don't reckon Michael Bracewell's going to change the way he's going to play. The last thing you need now is for him to walk down and go, mate, 12 needed, it's all yours.
We talked a lot in the bolts and ends of what a pass score is, but when you've got a player like Allen, you take him out of the equation. You're right with 160, 170, but when he's batting like this, 250 might not have been enough.
Just so good, yeah, just so good. And the fact is he's been able to do it. 50 partnership came up. Like, it's not like it's 40 off 20. 45 off, you know, like a flyer. It's the ability to go on. I mean, as I said, 60, a 70, currently 88 and a 90. Oh, it's well bowled. It's going to be a wide.
Will we see 200, 2 centuries today, back to back? Not sure if it's been done in Dream11 Super Smash. He may be running out of runs here.
Well, I spoke in the last game. This is, I think, the ground with the most hundreds. Well, I think it is, and I'm pretty sure it was 5. I couldn't come up with the 5th one, but he's got a chance. Small one. Oh, he's hit that hard. Oh, gee, Bacon's going to go looking for his finger. I don't know how he stopped that. I really don't.
Full and wide. Allen's been able to get a lot on it, and also Bacon's been able to get a lot of hand on it, and that one looks like it hurt. He'll be wishing he just waved it down to long off.
Yeah, that's the one you pretend to go for and you just miss it. Just let it go.
Coming around. 2 to come.
Ten needed now. Going to call 2. He's quick, and they should get there easy. They do. We're down to single figures now, just 8 needed. Slow ball bounce, I reckon that'll be a wide.
Good option from Bacon with that big leg side boundary, but he's just got it too high and he's going to have to bowl an extra one.
Good Yorker. 15 off the over. 162 for 4. Tell you what, the Firebirds, they're dominant, aren't they, Susie? It's going to be 100% record for them. 5 from 5. And all the others are sort of roundabout. But this team, defending champions, really one win away from the playoffs.
I've seen it a lot in franchise cricket around the world. When you have a player like this in the type of form Finn Allen is, your team really struggles to lose because you've got a batter that's scoring at this rate, you've got a good bowling lineup, and you always have runs to defend, and you back yourselves to chase anything. So batters in form in 2020 competition, especially in the top 4, it's key, and the Firebirds have had that all season.
Well, you look at the 2 top run scorers, and Fennell and George Worker, 2 top teams. Sometimes bowlers, you can have a fake understanding where you stand with the amount of wickets you take. Straight up, mid-on coming in. Has he got the legs to get there? Yes, he does. So Rippon picks up his 2nd wicket.
Beautifully bowled here from Rippon. Bowled it from the stump line and took pace off, so deceived the batter there, and Bracewell didn't quite get hold of it. Brilliant catch from Nick Kelly, running in a long way from long on. Bracewell, 26 runs off just the 16 balls, and the Firebirds 162 for 5.
Next to the crease for the Wellington Firebirds, number 44, Jamie Gibson.
So Wellington will go to 20 points with this win after 5 games. Central sit on 16 after 6 games. Canterbury will be on 12 and Otago on 8. Central play Otago on Monday. Canterbury have 2 games coming up. So after this sort of weekend, we'll get a really good feel where everyone stands. Gibson, the new player, was there because a bit of flight this time actually from Rippon. He went on there. Kelly had to come in and did well. Oh, what's that? There you go. That's nearly how you get him out. That's near. There we go, Susie. Bowl a rank long hop. Real rank one.
We often say the full toss is a good option, but as you say, the one that almost double bounces, maybe that can be in the plan for the next game.
Well, it was on its way down to bounce twice, so then he just, take note, the rest of everyone in the Super Smash and your bowling plans, bowl them a rank long hop. Forget all these good plans about wide, straight, back of a length cutters, just the rank long hop. That's close. That's really close. I think that was close. Did it pitch outside leg? Was it just missing leg? Pretty close.
Apart from the weather, we haven't had much go our way today.
You can say that, Susie.
No! Point, Jack. 2 boy. Jack.
Always down the middle when you got the mic up, Susie. You know that.
Just one gumbo.
Right, Finn Allen, is he going to be set up to see whether he can finish this game in 1 hit? I'd try the rank long hop again. Really try and see what happens. Let's see if there is a bit of kryptonite in him. He's had 8 6s and 5 4s today, so it's not going to go any worse. Well, he has tried it. It's been hit flat and hard.
Wait on, bud. Wait on. Wait on.
Johnson does well.
Over.
Into the over. 165 for 5. Rippon finishes his 4 overs. Very good figures. A 2 for 23.
Just shows with his ability through the middle, taking wickets, going for a good low run rate. If that power play could have been slightly better, the Volts could have put a bit more pressure on in the back end, but the Firebirds were just too good, able to hit boundaries with ease.
Well, the other option is whether they could have tried rip-on in the power play. And I say that, I mean, you've got 4 seamers, and they have tried Anaru Kitchen before with 1 over at the top, but part of the problem in that first 6 overs was the 3rd over of the match. It was Michael Ray who bowled that. If you look at the figures on the right hand of the screen, you'll see that over didn't go that well for him.
We have similar discussions with Amelia Kerr. Obviously, best case scenario, she comes in the 7th over, but some days your best bowler is worth the shout in that power play just to change things up.
Okay, it can happen. It can happen.
Yeah, cheers, runner. Jake. No. Is that middle, please? Cheers.
So the Volts will have 5 games now, just the 2 wins. They started the campaign with a good win against Auckland, so they've gone down. Oh, straight ball. Maybe that's another way to get him out. He's at the non-striker's end, and just hope you run him out off the bowler's hand. You know when you're out of luck or things aren't going away because a bowler does touch those, Susie, and you do get run out. It's gone in the gap. Is it going to be the end of the game? No. So they'll get back for 2. And the scores should be tied up. Oh no, it's all over. Target was 168, so there we go. The Firebirds, they've done it to Doddle, 16.3 overs for the loss of 5 wickets on the back of another outstanding innings from number 32. Opening the batting for the Firebirds, Finn Allen, 92 not out of 43 deliveries. Another outstanding batting display and an all-round display from the Firebirds, who richly deserve to be sitting at the top of the Dream11 Super Smash table. Looking at the way the game panned out, it's been a beautiful day in Dunedin. Big blue skies, good crowd in, and it's been the Blaze too good in the first game. Now the Firebirds. So Otago Volts, when they won the toss and batted first, got through to 167 for 5 on the back of Anaru Kitchen 57 and Neil Broom 57. They were in a bit of trouble at 70 for 4. And then Nisham 2 for 38. Van Beek 1 for 24 for the standouts with the ball, and then the Firebirds 168 for 5 at the very top, as he's done all year. Finn Allen 92 not out of 43 deliveries. What that means is the Wellington Firebirds have won by 5 wickets.
Safe travels, enjoy the weekend, and we will see you on the 6th of February. New Zealand Cricket would like to thank all its partners for helping get today's Dream11 Super Smash doubleheader underway. Dream11, KFC, Dynasty Sport.
Beautiful day here in Dunedin at University Otago Oval. Another dominant performance.